Neon lights on an open track, heartbeat sinks to the dash, stealing fire, gripping speed, every corner's all we need. Hands tight, bars are down, hear the crowd, feel the sound, no mistakes, no rewind, leave the doubt behind the line. Red lights counting down the fight, milliseconds decide the night. Full throttle, no retreat, rubber burning underneath, we don't break, we don't stop. When the lights go out, we go on. Full throttle, feel the drive, every lap we come alive. SMA, claim the win, this season starts, let it begin. Fuel runs low, but the fire's high. Drafting close, let the limits cry. One clean move, late on brakes. Championships are born from stakes. Rivals close in nearer view. Every lap something to prove. Checkered flag still out of sight, but we're racing through the night. Crowd goes quiet and just scream, living out the racing dream. Hey! Full throttle, no retreat, rubber burning underneath, we don't break, we don't stop. When the lights go out, we go on. Full throttle, feel the drive, every lap we come alive. SMA, claim the win, this season starts, let it begin. Push the limit, hold the line, every second on the time. No fear, no delay. This is SMA. Full throttle, no retreat, rubber burning underneath, we don't break, we don't stop. When the lights go out, we go on. Full throttle, feel the drive, every lap we come alive. SMA, claim the win, this season starts, let it begin.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the SMA Season 1 2026 Grand Finale. And what a stage we have for you tonight. We are under the lights in Abu Dhabi at the stunning Yas Marina Circuit for what is set to be the most dramatic and decisive race of the season. I'm your main host for this evening, Flawed Genius Gaming, and I'll be taking you through every moment, every nerve and every ounce of pressure as our Tier 1 drivers prepare for the ultimate showdown. All season long, these drivers have battled, pushed the limits and traded blows. But for the first time in SMA history, it all comes down to this final race. Last time out, we saw TNR Nutcap continue his incredible form, piling on the pressure and turning this championship fight on its head. What once looked like a comfortable march to the title for VSR Richard has now become a full-blown battle, with everything hanging in the balance tonight as he searches for his first SMA crown. So here we are, one race, one track and one champion. Can Nutcap complete the comeback and snatch the title at the final moment, or will Richard hold his nerve under the lights and finally secure the championship he's been chasing all season? What will happen? Honestly, it's anyone's guess, but one thing is for certain, you will not want to miss this for a second. Alright, brace yourselves folks, because the commentary box is about to get a whole lot louder and a whole lot more dangerous. Joining me now is a woman who doesn't just bring the heat, she is the heat. The one and the only Dana, aka Lucky Mistake. Good evening to you, Lucky Mistake, or Dana. How are you feeling ahead of today?
I am super excited. And if anybody's nervous tonight, it definitely should be the drivers because I've got my eye on every what was that moment. And I'm caffeinated. I'm here for the drama. So let's go because something tells me we're about to witness a whole lot of unfortunate events tonight.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be absolutely spectacular. Yeah, not only are we going to see the drivers for the final time for this season, but we've also got to shout out our sponsors for the final time in season 1. So SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, South Africa's haven for all your sim racing equipment, selling only the highest recommended products from the likes of Fanatec and Moza, as well as racing cockpits for that perfect driving experience. Link is in the description below.
Postnet Midstream, aside from the endless business and personal possibilities, Postnet brings something extra, art and connection. With quality printing, shipping, and design services, Postnet shows that it's just not about business, it's about people. We're not just any print and ship shop, we're your people.
Jettor Phalaborwa, your official Jettor dealership based in Phalaborwa, Limpopo. From the bold Jettor dashing to the versatile X70 Plus and the newly launched T1 and T2, Jettor Phalaborwa brings the full Jettor car lineup to drivers who want performance, style and value. And no matter where you are in the country, they've got you covered. Nationwide delivery straight to your door. Jettor Phalaborwa, driving the future wherever the road takes you.
DC Designs, where imagination meets reality. From custom home decor and lifestyle products to specialized gaming and sim racing accessories. DC Design uses the power of 3D printing to craft items as unique as you are. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind gift, personalized collectibles, or gear to level up your sim rig, DC Design has you covered. Turn your ideas into reality with DC Design.
Right Recruitment, finding the right people just got easier as they handle everything from A to Z sourcing, screening and matching top talent that fits your business perfectly. Save time, cut the hassle and build a stronger team with Right Recruitment, where the right hire is always the right choice.
Swaggy & Sons, a Cape Town-based interior business specializing in custom soft furniture manufacturing and installation. They're known for high-quality craftsmanship, service excellence, and fast turnaround times, doing the job right and getting it done on time. From concept to final installation, Swaggy & Sons shows up when it matters most, even after hours, delivering tailored solutions you can count on without compromise.
And finally, Slayer Energy. Homegrown in South Africa, it fuels your focus, hits hard and still tastes smooth. That's how Slayer does energy. Their motto is death to dull and trust us, they live by it. Bold flavours and zero boredom. Slayer, crushing the norm, fueling the madness and keeping every lap electrified. Okay, so that is all the credits said and done. Now onto the track details for our grand finale. Over to you, Dana.
Thanks, Juan. Yas Marina Circuit, a circuit where speed meets luxury and the night sky becomes the stage for racing at its finest. Set on stunning Yas Island, this 5.2-kilometer masterpiece delivers a unique challenge with its 16 technical turns, all running in a demanding clockwise direction. This is a track that blends precision with patience, long straights that invite bold overtakes, followed by tight technical sections that punish even the smallest mistake. As the lights reflect off the marina and the circuit begins to glow, drivers will need to balance aggression with control. Because here at Yas Marina, it's not just about being fast, it's about being flawless under pressure. From heavy braking zones into turn 5 and 6, To the flowing rhythm through the final sector, every corner demands respect. One misstep and the walls, always waiting, will have their say. Now on to the race details. So the drivers have 9 Group 3 cars to pick from, dated 2018 to present, with real-life GT3 cars to manufacturer concept cars, as you can see on the screen. But I suspect the drivers will have their favorites here. One item to note is the new Porsche 911 2022 car has now officially been removed from our list of cars to pick, with its superior balance of performance to the rest. However, the drivers still have a good list to pick from. There will be a 10-minute quali ahead of a grid full start check for a 26-lap race here at Yas Marina. Drivers will start with a full tank of fuel with a refueling speed of 5 liters a second. All racing tires are required. Fuel consumption is set to 2 times with a tire wear rate set to 3. So Claude is now going to give us a recap of the most important highlights of our race last round at the Spa circuit. So over to you, Claude.
Yeah, thank you, Dana. I just wanted to say thank you to those that are in chat, and good evening to you as well. And thank you, Jacko, as well for letting me know on that. Hopefully, I think Dana is coming out loud enough now, but welcoming also as well Tams as well, Sean and Anne-Marie as well. But yes, over to the highlights at the Spa circuit, where I was reporting a track side. So let's take a look. This is Floor Genius running you through the highlights of round 7 at the Spa de Francorchamps. It was TNR Nutcap and VSR Wolfie starting from the front row, but VSR Wolfie made a false start, losing positions to Sam Uncle Babby, VSR JDJ, Sam Trusp and teammates Fish and Richard before we got to All Rouge. It was Sam Uncle Babby with the lightning start, drawing alongside TNR Nutcap, with the latter holding the inside line. With the slipstream, JDJ found the gap in the middle to make it 3 wide as we approach Lacombe. Uncle Babby would then be squeezed off track with a whole gaggle of cars behind fighting for position, and VSR Richard would find himself up to 5th alongside teammate JDJ going into Malmedy. Contact between them forced JDJ off track, careering sideways across, crashing into Fish, Wolfie and nearly wiping out Puma Maverick as they all picked up damage. With Sam Trusp and Sam Uncle Babby escaping the carnage on lap 1. Second position was up for grabs, for Uncle Babby getting the upper hand on Trusp with a textbook overtake at Lacombe. However, this would draw VSR Richard into the fight, with Trusp leaving the door open. Richard stuck a nose on the inside at Malmedy, and there would be more contact as Richard pushes the rear of Trusp's car around, hurtling him into the barrier with heavy damage, losing 6 positions to P9. Yeah, he had a good run up All Rouge, then on Sam Uncle Babby, pulled to the side of him. Oh, Sam Uncle Babby tried to squeeze him, but VSR Richard looked like he got in front with the overspeed. Nothing that Sam Uncle Babby could do. Uncle Babby now trying to hold off VSR Giller, who is now challenging him on the outside, which will be the inside for the next turn as we went through Blanchimont. But Sam Uncle Babby, oh, he's gone wide, and VSR Giller is going to take that position away from him into 3rd position. Sam Uncle Babby's going to have to watch it though. Oh, as he's got, I was about to say, dirty tyres there, and Sam Uncle Babby ran a bit deeper. There was African Stig to move around the outside of him to move up into 4th position. Puma Maverick, Puma Maverick's got a good run, and Uncle Babby's just picked up a half-a-second penalty to boot as well, to add insult to injury. So Puma Maverick now moves up into 6th position. Sam Uncle Babby is a race that started so promising for him right at the start, with that great qualifying session as well, and yeah, he's starting to sink like a stone. But we have just seen, with the wipers going, that we could be due some rain any moment now. I mean, do we call him TNR African Stig? Because he is sporting a TNR livery. So he
Well, if
is...
you look at his back bumper, then that will give you the answer.
Yeah, it says Captain Slow for anybody that missed it.
Of course it does. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we just see him.
He confirmed it in the broadcast, not us.
That's right. I'm just reading what I see, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good observation, I have to say.
Keeping it clean.
Yeah. We can see now that TNR Nutcap has been released. Looks like he may rejoin it all as Vizar Richards struggling to come out of the pit lane now. Gets released in second position with Giller now released into third position. The African Stig is in fourth position, but it looks like he has closed the gap slightly. The gap is 10 seconds to the race leader TNR Nutcap. 2.5 seconds is the gap between him and his next rival Vizar Giller in third position. Okay, yeah, we're on board now, and looks like the African Stig does get in front of Vizar Giller to claim that third position as we went through to Lacombe even, and yeah, Vizar Giller had no answer to that well, they're both on the wet tyres actually. Let's have a quick look on the replay now, yeah, Giller had the lead over the African Stig, but the African Stig got a good run out of Eau Rouge and through Radion, and around the outside was the African Stig. And as we go side by side, going through the bus stop chicane, Nutcap, he's going to have the inside line. He's going to cover off Vizar Richard for the time being, but we know that Vizar Richard is a wily campaigner, and this could be a bit of strategy going on, because we know we've got a long straight in front of us once we get past La Source for the 13th time of asking. So, Nutcap again going a little bit squibbly on the exit and kind of panicking, but he has held on to the car to hold on to the race lead. But now this is the most important chicane of them all. So as we run up the hill through Eau Rouge, through to Radion and onto the cable straight now, he's got a great run on TNR Nutcap. They're going to be side by side. It looks like Vizar Richard is going to have the overspeed, and who's going to be the latest of the late breakers is Nutcap gets later on the brakes and holds his line to hold on to the race lead. Vizar Richard's going to be very careful there if there isn't going to be a coming together, and TNR Nutcap successfully holds on to the race lead. May have got on the wet stuff there. So as we came through Pujon, I do believe it is. Oh yes, he got on the curb onto the wet stuff, and you are a passenger at that point as he slammed into the wall. He's got front aero damage, and he's really struggling to reclaim that car, and he's lost out on about 4 positions down into P8. So massive moment there for Sam Uncle Babby. So here's Sam Still now, and yeah, riding on board with him here as he was just behind his teammate Sam Jensen. Oh, he cuts the Eau Rouge, and he lost all kinds of control to the car, and that's an absolute nightmare for him. And I mean, it could have been worse actually, I have to say, but yet yeah, losing out on about, well, he's lost 5 positions now. So something else may have happened to Sam Still. So he was 9th as we approached the double gauche or the Pujon. Oh, he just caught a wheel on the wet stuff again, and he is having an absolute disaster on lap 16 as he loses positions to JDJ and Sam Truce. Not really a line for two cars to go side by side, so he will have to back off a little bit as we go through Blanchimont. Jensen on the outside, he has to be careful, but it looks like he is going to hold off VSR Wolfie for the time being, but they are going to go too wide as we go in to the bus stop chicane, and it looks like VSR Wolfie trying the old switcheroo, but Sam Jensen does cover it off to remain in a 5th position, but with La Source and All Rouge and of course the Kemmel. No! VSR Wolfie loses it! Oh!
Took a knock on the wall as well. Oh my word.
Oh,
And here comes the stick coming behind.
Oh, Gilla! No!
Oh no, but the African stick runs deep! Oh, he runs deep as he approached the bus stop chicane, and his eyes would have lit up there, seeing that the gap was coming down between him and VSR Gilla. The gap is still 2.3 seconds, but what could have been for the African stick as we are now starting lap 20 of 21. Let's quickly have a look on the replay of VSR Gilla, then see exactly how that happened. So looking.
Oh, Richard went into the wall, Sean.
You are
Richard
kidding
went
me.
to the
You are kidding
I
me.
am not kidding.
I know. That he has. You're right, Mr. Dana. Oh my word. Too much action tonight.
Okay, I've tried to save the replay, but the gap has now come down to about 5 seconds to oh no, African Stick gets the pass on VSR Gilla. So just as I was going to say that maybe we'll get to interview him in the interview room, the African Stick makes the overtake before we got to Lecom. Okay, I'm going to quickly have a look on the replay with VSR Richard as well, see if we did catch it. There we go. Yeah, out of All Rouge, he got too much of the curb, which is still very, very wet, and slams into the wall. VSR reaches 2nd position at the moment. I mean, it's kind of damage limitations, but the African Stick still holding on to Sam because VSR Gilla has slammed into the wall, and not only is he not going to get a podium, but he loses out on that 4th position to Sam Jensen. That's now moved up into P4. TNR Nightcap now coming through the bus stop chicane. It's going to be back to back wins for TNR Nightcap at round 7 at Spa-de-Francorchamps. He's going to come across the start-finish line to finish in 2nd position, and it's looking like the African Stig, or should we say TNR Captain Slow, he is going to get the last step on the podium to finish in 3rd position. Sam still, Puma Maverick gets a little bit deep as we went into the bus stop chicane. Whoa, what's happened to Puma Maverick? Puma Maverick spun round, and Uncle Babby is going to take that 8th position away from Puma Maverick. Huge congratulations goes to TNR Nightcap that takes the fight in this championship into the last race. I've forgotten to turn on the mic there, so I've literally just gone through everything there, but just to tell you that VSR Richard is leading by 4 points, and TNR Nutcap will need a win or he will not claim the championship for this season. So it's a win or bust for TNR Nutcap, otherwise Richard will be our SMA champion for season 1 2026. But we're going to be heading over to the track where we've got a 10-minute qualifier ahead of us at Yas Marina, so back in a moment. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Jetor, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. SMA is brought to you by DC Designs, Right Recruitment, Waggy and Sons, and Slayer, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. Okay, so we are back, and apologies there, guys. I completely forgot to unmute myself, so do apologise for that. But welcoming everyone into chat. Yes, we are at the grand finale of SMA Season 1 at Yas Marina. We are just awaiting the start of this 10-minute qualifying session. So let's just see if we got anyone on circuit. Looks like, yep, we are about to get this 10-minute qualifier underway. So this is going to be so important, this qualifying session, certainly for VSR Richard and TNR Nutcap. Of course, track position is going to be so important here. However, we do have 3 mandatory racing tyres to be used in this one, so it will be the hards, the mediums and the softs to be used in this race. So we'll see how they get on in qualifying and see who has the pace and who will be lagging behind. But in the commentary box, I am joined, of course, by Lucky Mistake or Dana, and also Robin Williams as well. Good evening to you, Robin Williams. How are you doing today?
Hi, good evening, chat, and good evening to Miss Dana, and good evening, Sean. No, I'm just so excited this final round, and to be honest, the actual race itself and what the race director has done, it's the most certainly going to be a great race. I'm looking excited and forward to it.
Yes, indeed. And, any early predictions, Dana? We know that TNR Nutcap is currently 4 points behind in the championship. He needs, it's basically win or bust for TNR Nutcap. So knowing that it is between TNR Nutcap and VSR Richard, is there any of them 2 drivers that you're going to be hedging your bets today?
That's really, really a tough call, because I think between the 2 of them, either one of them can take it. It's definitely going to be about precision today and maintaining that confidence and not letting the pressure get to you. So I'm not placing bets on anyone, because it's really going to come down to the 2 of them, and I'm just excited to see what happens.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, a lot of pressure. I mean, that's a good point that you mentioned there, Dana, because, of course, TNR Nutcap, who is just 15 years old, and to be in this position, you got to give him so much credit. But now the nerves will be jangling, and it's whether or not he can handle them nerves and... will it be business as usual for him? We'll have to wait and see. Just to welcome in everyone in the chat right now. So good evening to Andalay. We have also got CJ in here. We've got Shazball, Sean, Andre. Was it MK5 as well? And a double DP. Welcome, guys. Oh, and Jason Vandermerve as well. Yeah, welcome everyone. Hopefully you had a great evening. Let us know for those that were driving today. Let us know how you got on in this final race of the championship. Yeah, hopefully it was a good combination for you. Yeah, let us know if there's a congratulations in order. But we ride on board with TNR Nutcap now. So, yeah, this is, well, of course, going to be a banker lap. Tyres, not 100% sure what they'll do. They may just do one lap and then go back into the pits, get onto some fresh rubber, and then go for broke in the final embers of this qualifying. But as I said, we're on board with TNR Nutcap now as we do approach the penultimate corner of the lap. He went a little bit squirrely on the exit before. Has that affected him or not? As we come through the final turn now, we got Giller 54.8, Fish 53.9, TNR Nutcat 53.2 for him, and 2/10 quicker than Sam Truce, who has propelled himself up into P2 with VSR Wolfie in P3. The African Stig has overtaken VSR Wolfie though into third position with that 1 minute 53.5. And yeah, Uncle Babby P6, VSR Fish in P7, Sam still in P8, VSR Nitro Merlin. In fact, it is somebody just went up. It's Sam Jensen up into P5. So we are talking, just under a second separating the top 9 drivers. So certainly quite close in this early stage of this qualifying session. But yeah, Robin, so far, what are your thoughts?
Well, you know, based on what I've seen during the week, I think these guys are flying, and I'm expecting, hopefully, depending on the wind, one of those 152 laps. I know Nutcap's extremely quick on this track, and so I'm hoping that he qualifies first and sets it up for the amazing challenge to win the championship. So that is my prediction, that Nutcap will get into the 52s.
Okay, well, we're riding on board with him, who is yet to set a lap time. Yeah, VSR Richard will be looking to, at least get an early 53 time, but I do wonder whether or not anyone will be dipping into the 52s. I mean, that is certainly kind of like well tour pace, so we'll see if the drivers out on circuit have got the minerals to set that kind of time. Well, one person for sure, and called it there. TNR Nutcap into the 52s with that 52.9. So JDJ improves by a couple of tenths, but is in P4 at the moment, with the African Stick promoted up into second position with that 1 minute 53.3. So very, very good times from the TNR drivers. VSR Richard up into third position with a 1 minute 53.3. He knows he's going to have to do a little bit better if he is going to catch up with TNR Nutcat. But what a blistering time that TNR Nutcat has produced so far, Dana.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, because prior to the quali starting, just during practice, I definitely saw him lay that down. There was someone else, though, that was right on his heels. I can't recall who it was. It might have been JDJ. So we'll see. We'll see. This isn't over yet.
No, we've still got 3 minutes left of this qualifying session as Uncle Babby picks up a 3-second penalty. He must have massively cut the track limits, because, Robin, we know with this circuit now, we was a little bit confused because with the daily race that we had about a month ago, we noticed that how tight the track limits were in that daily race, but wasn't applied to the normal lobbies that we do. So quite surprising to see Uncle Babby with that 3-second penalty, Robin.
Yeah, no, it's a pity that GT7 hasn't actually updated the open lobby track limitations. But that being said, I do believe there's really only 2 sectors that you could possibly gain. I think maybe a 0.2. And look, I'm not an alien, so I can just go on what I believe on the track is that you you're most certainly not gaining any time by going onto the green artificial turf, for instance, because you're losing the grip quite badly. And so, I think still sticking to the race line is the quickest way through the track. That being said, it does create that opportunity for side by side because of it being such a wide track. One would think that there's really going to be quite a bit of side by side racing this evening, and that's what I'm excited to witness and to watch these aliens do their thing.
Yeah, and something we just noticed, the African Stig on pole position with a 1 minute 52.8. So a fantastic lap from the African Stig, just over 2.5 hundredths of a second quicker than TNR Nutcap. VSR Richard, he's got half a second penalty. That could cost him. I don't think he's got enough time, because we've got 1 minute left in this qualifying session, and yes, I don't think he's going to cross the line in time. He's going to have to serve that penalty as well. So it looks like VSR Richard is going to remain at least in P3 then. So a big blow for VSR Richard in this qualifying session, and certainly giving the advantage to TNR Nutcap, who knows he does need to finish on pole, or at least he needs to win this race. So the gap is 4 points in this championship. However, if he gets second and Richard gets third, that will reduce the deficit, and it will be a dead rubber. However, Richard has a better race record than TNR Nutcap, so Richard will still inherit the SMA championship. So TNR Nutcap goes a little bit wide, but didn't go quicker. However, he's got one more lap to go, as Puma Maverick did improve a little bit, but still in P14. So quite a few drivers still in that 1 minute 54 range, but Wolfie up into P5 because Uncle Babby up into third position, saving the best to last with a 1 minute 53.2. So an incredible lap there from Sam Uncle Babby, as VSR Nitro Merlin down into P11. He did improve. Sam Jensen does improve. I think it's P4, isn't it? So Sam Jensen up into P4, 1 minute 53.379, pushing VSR Richard down into P5. So VSR Richard has got it all to do in this race, as it looks like. I think there's maybe a couple of drivers still to go, I think. So VSR Giller in 13th at the moment. He needs to improve massively if he's going to propel his way up the timing charts. Currently 1 minute 54.2. So we'll see what happens to VSR Wolfie VSR Giller then, as we've got 50 seconds left in this qualifying session. So we'll see if he can perform or not, but a little bit disappointing to see him down in the sort of bottom end of the timing charts. So remaining on board with Giller now, as he comes through the penultimate corner into the final corner. Can he improve on his 1 minute 54.2? Yes, he can by 10th, but only moves up into P11, up 2 positions. Puma Maverick coming around the final corner now. He's going to set a 1 minute 54.7, does improve, but will remain at the back of the grid. So the African Stig is gonna start on pole position with TNR Nutcap. What a fantastic qualifying we just witnessed here, Robin.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I predicted kind of like that Nutcap would take that P1, but what a lap from Donwin. We know him to be extremely fast on controller. I'm wondering if he's on controller this evening or not. It would be amazing if he had set that lap on a controller. But that being said, the strats are going to be quite interesting. I think like maybe Uncle Babby, maybe starting on the hards and doing one lap. So, even though the grid is set, as we know, it's a long race, different strats. So, but it is set up for an amazing final round of this amazing season we've had this far.
Yes, certainly, Robin. Okay, well, just to give you the classified results of qualifying in Tier 1 at Yas Marina. So it will be the African Stig starting at the very top on the front row with that 1 minute 52.891, just over 2.5 hundredths of a second quicker than teammate TNR Nutcap, who is going to be starting alongside him from the first row. Then on the second row, another great time from Sam Uncle Babby. He's going to be starting from third position alongside his teammate Sam Jensen, who's going to be starting from fourth position. Then VSR Richard starting from the third row in P5 with his teammate VSR Wolfie starting alongside him in P6. Then on the fourth row is VSR JDJ. Did not expect to see that, but we just see that he's got identical times with VSR Wolfie. So literally, I don't know how that was calculated, but JDJ starting from P7 on row 4 with Sam Trusp in P8, and then on row 5 we've got VSR Fish with Sam Steele starting alongside him in 10th position. On row 6 we've got VSR Giller and VSR Nitro Merlin starting alongside him from 12th position. And on the final row we've got Sam Waxon with Puma Maverick starting alongside him in 14th position. But Dana, quite a surprising qualifying session we've just witnessed.
Absolutely. I mean, false advertisement. Captain Slow what? Glad to see it though. I am very curious as well if he's actually on a controller, because that's blistering if he is. But it unfolded a little differently than I thought. So this is going to be pure entertainment. I cannot wait.
Yes, it certainly is going to be that way. Yeah, we've got a 26 lap race here at the Yas Marina where anything can happen. So we're just awaiting the start of this race. So we'll go for a quick break and bring you with the grid start when we come back. Back in a moment. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Jetor, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. SMA is brought to you by DC Designs, Right Recruitment, Waggy and Sons, and Slayer, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Jetor, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. So just awaiting the 5 red lights as we start the grand finale at Yas Marina, and the African Stig gets a great start ahead of TNR Nutcap in second position. Sam Jensen leapfrogs oh, sorry, that's Uncle Babby, sorry, in the third position with Sam Jensen just behind him in fourth position with VSR Richard in fifth, VSR Wolfie in sixth, and JDJ. So all a line astern as we go through the left to right hander, and yeah, we're going to see if there's going to be any late breakers in to the hairpin as we look on board with Sam Truce. So a line astern as they go massively wide, the African Stig there, trying to hold off TNR Nutcap for the time being. So let's get an on board with him now. Uncle Babby firmly behind him in a P3. Sam Jensen not too far behind as well. TNR Nutcap pulls to the side of TNR African Stig, and Nutcap makes a successful pass on the African Stig to get in to the race lead. Uncle Babby still firmly behind the African Stig in P3. Sam Jensen P4. VSR Richard a little bit further behind in P5, but he is starting on the racing hard tyres, so he's going to get the hardest of tyres out of the way with TNR Nutcap, who is on the medium tyres. Now we do know with the tyres that the medium tyres is going to be the compound you're going to use the most in this race. So you do have to time the strategies right according to traffic. But yeah, TNR Nightcap leading over Uncle Baba with... Uncle Babby up into P2 then. So what's happened to the African Stig? I didn't see that at all there. So let's have a look on the African Stig and Uncle Babby African Stig. Well, he had the inside line, but around the outside was Uncle Babby to move up into second position. So a great move from Uncle Babby, looking very, very fast at Yas Marina, looking to stir things up for the drivers. But Uncle Babby, yeah, he's on the medium tyres, so he's genuinely got great pace here, actually, and looking to hound down TNR Nightcap. Nightcap knows how important it is to finish off as the race winner here. So Uncle Babby looking to, well, he's going to defend from the African Stig. The African Stig is not going to make it easy for him as he gets all over the back bumper of him, and we're going to go side by side, it looks like, because the African Stig has got the overspeed. TNR Nightcap is going to afford him the slipstream, and the African Stig is going to pull alongside Uncle Babby. And who is the latest of the late breakers as the African Stig? Yeah, he stops it on the sixpence to move back up into second position, but Uncle Babby will come back with a vengeance with the traction on the exit. But I think the African Stig is just going to have his nose in front of Uncle Babby to fend him off to remain in a second position. We've got VSR Fish in P5. What has happened to VSR Richard? Richard, it looks like he has lost 4 positions then. What has happened to VSR Richard? Shall we have a look on the replay? So it looks like it happened earlier on then. So VSR Richard down into P9. This is not good news for VSR Richard. I could have sworn he was on the hard tyres, not the medium. So I don't know. If that is the case and he's on the medium tyres, that means that VSR Richard is in a precarious position right now, Robin.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much almost certain that I saw him on odds as well, so I'm not sure if that could be a glitch in the game, as we do know that sometimes they get the tire compounds and get it completely wrong. But I most certainly think Richard was on the odds. But yeah, it is not a good position for Richard to be in at this early stage of the race.
Yeah, and VSR JDJ has got front aero damage as well in 13th position, so he's lost many position. Now, I'm just thinking, maybe VSR, I don't know, you know? See, I didn't see the drivers behind because there was so much action going on at the top end of the grid. So I don't know if they ran one lap on the hards and then quickly got onto the medium tyres. So that is the only thing that I can think of. And Andre has said that he is pitted. So thank you, Andre. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so top 3 as it stands is TNR Nightcap leading the race ahead of the African Stig by 0.3 of a second, with Sam Uncle Babby giving chase to the top 2 drivers. So he is not going to give up without a fight. Currently 0.8 down on TNR Nightcap in 3rd position. Then we got VSR Fish in 4th, 6.1 seconds adrift on them medium tyres. We've got Puma Maverick in P5 with Sam Jensen in P6, and actually I can see with the tyre wear a lot less degradation on the tyres, even though I do know the Mazda is very good on tyres. But I do believe Jensen may have been on the hard tyres with VSR Richard, VSR Wolfie and VSR Gila Trusp. Nitro Merlin, yeah, it looks like they've all got off the hard tyres then. But VSR JDJ with front aero damage. So something happened to him. I wonder if he spun out or not, as JDJ is going to try and hold off Sam. Still looking rather competitive on JDJ, but of course he is going to have the overspeed because JDJ does have the damage to the front of his car. So we'll have to see how they get on a little bit later on, because TNR Nightcap is still leading the race over the African Stig by 0.4 of a second. Now it's going to be very interesting, Dana, in terms of the strategies, because we know that all 3 tyre compounds must be used today. So the top three on the medium tyres from the get-go, and how that is going to relate to someone like VSR Richard, currently in 7th position.
Yeah, it is. I'm so glad that's what happened, that he pitted. I didn't even see that happen. But we'll see what happens. You know, tire strategy is definitely going to come into play here. And, you know, hopefully Richard can gain some positions when, you know, everyone else has to pit, because I think this will, I don't know. It's nerve-wracking. I'm just watching and I can't even think straight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the question?
So, Dana, I've done a few boo-boos today myself. Feeling very, very tired, I have to say. So hopefully I'm not letting down the team. But yeah, at the moment, VSR Richard in 7th position in a cluster of cars right now. Sam Jensen leading this train with VSR Wolfie behind VSR Richard in 8th position. But yeah, there are a few gaps in the grid with VSR Gillo in P9 and Sam Truce in 10th position. VSR Nitro and Merlin a further 2 seconds behind in 11th position, with Sam Waxon another 1.5 seconds down in 12th position. Sam still is looks like he has performed the overtake on VSR JDJ. The gap between them two is about 1.6 seconds, but they are firmly at the back of the grid, P13 and P14. So the African Stig still holding to the back of TNR Nutcap, and you have to say, probably protecting him right now. You know, trying to oh god, the African Stig went all kinds of squirrely on the exit there, nearly lost the car there. Let's quickly have a look on the replay. But yeah, certainly a bit of a hairy moment there for the African Stig, who you know, caught well, all 4 tyres on the curb, and maybe got on the power a little bit earlier as well, and did well to rescue the car there, but still just over 0.6 of a second to TNR Nutcap. But that does mean Sam Uncle Babby has closed the gap to the African Stig to beneath half a second, so African Stig will have to be wary. Now, we do know that the African Stig would normally be on a controller, so doing really well on tyre wear, actually, I have to say. But we'll see how he continues to save tyres. But VSR Fish looks like he's falling back a bit from Sam Uncle Babby, currently P4, 7.2 seconds adrift, with well, kind of in no man's land, because Pima Maverick is 7 seconds behind in P5. But it does look like Sam Jensen is closing in P6, with VSR Wolfie just about in that slipstream range for the slip to Sam Jensen, just under a second. In fact, it's over a second now, with VSR Wolfie staying in the tow as well in P8. But we are 5 laps down in this 26 lap race, and yeah, I mean, how do you think it's going so far, Robin?
You know, I don't want to jinx it, but Nutcaps is in a very, very strong position right now. And also with his teammate behind him, I think there's less pressure. You know, all he's got to do is maintain his consistency, which we know he's brilliant at. And I look, this is my junior. I've got so much faith in Scott and him growing the sport and flying that South African flag. So I'm hoping that he keeps it consistent, and like I said, he's in a very good position right now.
Okay, well, something I have just noticed with VSR Richards, so I wondered why he was losing the tow to Jensen. Does look like he's saving a little bit of fuel here, so I do wonder whether or not this is something that's going to aid him later on in the race, or whether or not he should be trying to stay in the tow to Sam Jensen. This, at the moment, you would have to say, in a bit of a costly position. He is 20 seconds adrift of TNR Nutcap, who is leading the race. As we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, TNR Nutcap needs a win. Plain and simple, needs a win if he is to inherit the SMA Championship. So far so good for TNR Nutcap, still leading over the African Stig by just under half a second, with Uncle Babby staying in the hunt in third position. They are literally pulling away from VSR Fish right now. The gap is now nearly 9 seconds. So yeah, he's starting to fade away. Puma Maverick also on his own at the moment. Sam Jensen is catching to the back of him in P6 right now. So yeah, VSR Richard not in the tow. So VSR Richard is fading in the background. So hopefully he may need to get a move on to try and push and hope that Jensen can help him along to try and maintain the gap between him and Nutcap, because it is currently 20.5 seconds. So yeah, certainly a lot to play for here, and we're only 7 laps into this 26 lap race, so anything can happen, and normally it does, as VSR Rich goes massively wide, nearly touches the wall on the outside. But yeah, certainly on the daily races, that would have been a track penalty. I think that would have been a 1 second penalty on the daily race, but the lack of track limits, as VSR Wolfie did look to size an opportunity on his teammate, but backed out of it for the time being. But it does look like VSR Wolfie has got the speed here, and maybe VSR Richie just slowing him down at the moment. Maybe on the team radio where Wolfie's like, do you know what, let me pull in front and you can use my slipstream. Because you can imagine, Dana, I would imagine like TNR and VSR, even though this is a team, this is a single player championship, teams are going to come into play. I think here they're going to be helping each other out, knowing that it could be a VSR driver, could be a TNR driver that wins SMA Season 1. So I mean, do you think that is what's going on here, Dana?
I think that it is a great possibility. Like, I would be shocked if that wasn't the case. I mean, we've got the Stig traveling behind Nutcap. I think, for this race, he has now become the Minister of Defense. So taking Can of Potato's spot in protecting Nutcap, and helping his teammate, secure the championship. But, VSR guys do the same for each other when it comes down to this last race. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, I mean, we've got a long race ahead of us. And also as well, Robin, something I do need to ask you then. So, of course, at the moment we are kind of in the evening setting, but the sun is coming down. Just wondering from your race, Robin, whether or not once the sun does go down and we approach the night, whether or not that affects the tyre temperatures and the tyre wear?
Well, in terms of what I've seen, and in my race, I think you can most certainly extend the softs because the track is a bit cooler, so it doesn't heat up that quickly on the softs. But in terms of the lighting, we all know the track is pretty much well lit. It becomes quite a beautiful setting later on in the race. But in terms of tyre wear, I think it's to the advantage of the driver who's deciding to use the softs on the last stint, and obviously with the lighter tank. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm still trying to figure out the VSR's guys with the fuel saving, because it just kind of like doesn't make sense right now to be fuel saving. I don't believe this is a fuel saving type race. This is 26 laps over as fast as you can, and at the moment VSR seems to be I'm not sure, maybe on a different slat, but it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and of course something that's quite interesting as well. So we, so early on in the season, a lot of the drivers were picking the Porsche 911. It seems like the favourite for this race is the Audi R8. So certainly is. I mean, all right, Sam Jensen, he's using the Mazda. We know that he's very quick in the Mazda, actually, and the Mazda tends to be very good on tyres as well, so maybe the method of his choice. But pretty much the rest of the field using the Audi. Would you say that this is the strongest car for this particular circuit?
I was speaking to one of the, for me, maybe, I'm not sure if the viewers know, but he's an extremely good driver, top split world ranking driver, and he was doing a race last night with Mercedes, and doing the exact same times as the Audi. And I asked him, I said, Mehdi, what do you think? Do you think the Audi is a stronger car? And he said, well, look, it is kind of like a stronger car compared to the AMG, but it can still be very competitive. So I was hopeful that we would see an AMG come into this race tonight, because he was doing the exact same times with the AMG, and I felt that the tire wear may have been a bit better. But this is based on driver and individual skill sets. So saving tires is most certainly something that comes into play into a race like this.
And something quite strange, or even just quite interesting, to be honest, is so looking at the African Stig with his rear tyres, they seem to be burning up more than the front tyres, which you would expect. But then if you look on Uncle Babby's tyres, actually it looks like the front tyres are taking more damage than the rears. So quite interesting in terms of like maybe what type of brake balance he must be using for this race. So yeah, generally speaking, I just thought, well, the nature of the Audi being a mid-engined rear-wheel drive car is that it tends to use up the rear tyres. But yeah, something that I've noticed with Sam Uncle Babby. Really good tyre saving right now, but he is starting to lose the gap to the African Stig, 2.5 seconds now, as in fact it's more than that, as it looks like he didn't have the best of chicanes. Can be very tricky, that chicane, and getting on the power as you ride the curb. But yeah, starting to fall back a little bit. VSR Fish 10 seconds behind. I kind of expected more from Fish, if being honest, but perhaps like the VSR drivers, Dana, perhaps not knowing this circuit too well, because I've just seen Fish falling back in P4. Richard, of course, in P7, but he has already made one stop. And then JDJ at the back of the grid in P14.
That is very, very surprising. I definitely did not expect to see JDJ back there. It could be a lack of experience on the track. I don't know. I don't know if something happened and we missed it. But yeah, I expected. Whoa!
Oh.
That was very close between Jensen and Richard.
Okay. Let's have a look.
I thought Richard was going to overtake him, and he didn't. He pulled back. But yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how this is playing out. Like I said, I didn't expect it for sure. But I wouldn't count Uncle Babby out. I think that could be, a spanner in the works. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah, you're just looking at the replay, and yeah, it was Sam Jensen. Yeah, he went massively deep as we approached the hotel, and Richard tried the cutback, but well, we saw what happened in the last round. Sticking a nose on the inside, it caused absolute carnage. So thought better of it, but yeah, certainly Richard now starting to come into his own here. He is 6.5 tenths down of Sam Jensen in 7th position, as the lights are starting to go down with the floodlights now on, and a beautiful setting, I have to say, at the Yas Marina. I absolutely love the skyline here. Hopefully this is realistic in terms of real life, because it's just something to behold, Robin.
Yeah, look, like I said, these guys are on another. It amazes me. The consistency is just something to behold. I admire each and every one of these drivers. What I do want to say is that I'm so chuffed to see Uncle Bobby up there. I hope that he actually gets a podium tonight, because I'd love to interview him. He's had a great season and he's a great driver. This is the type of thing that we want to see, where there's no dominance within the tiers. And I speak on behalf of all the tiers when I say it's nice to see there's this level of competitiveness between the teams. And it just makes it for great racing, and I'm sure all the members in the league are enjoying that. So great to see. I got my thumbs crossed for Uncle Bobby. I hope we finish strong and we can get to interview one of the Sam's guys this evening.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, no, definitely with Sam Uncle Babby. I know, mistakes creeped into his race at Spa where he qualified as high up as third, and he actually had a brilliant launch at the start as well. I mean, he was in the race lead temporarily, but Nutcap held him off. But he made a few mistakes, but generally speaking, the second half of this season, been very, very impressed with Sam Uncle Babby. He's been very competitive, and had he tidied up maybe the early part of his season, maybe he would be higher up in the championship. But certainly doing himself proud in the grand finale here at the Yas Marina. So keep it up, Sam Uncle Babby. Hopefully I will not be giving out too many curses. It hasn't.
Just one more thing I want to point out, Sean, is that obviously JDJ is on the softs, right? So he's made his pit stop, and I'm not sure if he's he's gotten damaged, or has he decided to do the softs on the middle stint of this race with a heavier tank? It just doesn't seem to make any sense.
Well, Sam Jensen, it looks like he's made a mistake somewhere, because Sam Jensen was in 6th position, and VSR Richard and VSR Wolfie have got the jump on him, so he's moved down 2 positions. I did try to get the replay there, unfortunately just missed it. So Sam Jensen, unfortunately, where he was very consistent on a lap-to-lap basis, looks like he's lost a couple of seconds there. So it looks like VSR Richard and Wolfie will be on the charge now, trying to catch up with Puma Maverick, as Jensen had a little bit of a moment in the background as well. You can see it confirmed with his 1 minute 57.6 time on lap 12. So may have just made a little bit of a mistake, and maybe came under severe pressure from VSR Richard. So now Richard can now start heading up the grid, and now next target is Puma Maverick in P5, just 0.7 of a second behind Puma Maverick, that is holding 5th position. So we'll see what is going to happen to VSR Richard now, because as I said, I think he was saving a little bit of fuel, so I think now is the time to push, consistently hitting 1 minute 55s on every single lap for the last 9 laps. So quite impressive, it has to be said, as now going through the chicane now, the gap, as you can see visibly, is coming down, and the gap is now beneath 3.5 of a second. So Puma Maverick has been doing a great job so far, but with VSR Wolfie just behind in P7 and Sam Jensen in P8, as Maverick goes a little bit deep, and VSR Rich is going to draw alongside him. They're going to be toe-to-toe as we come out of the corner, and Puma Maverick is going to cover off the inside line, and there is no way through for VSR Richard. So by the skin of his teeth, Puma Maverick holding on to that 5th position. It's got every right to do so, and it looks like VSR Richard, an opportunity has opened up for him, and he sweeps down the inside. VSR Wolfie is going to follow suit as well, down the inside of Puma Maverick, and looks like he loses out on 3 positions in 2 corners, as they're still going to be side by side, but Jensen is firmly behind in 8th position. So Puma Maverick is going to hold on to that P7. There was a bit of a moment there in the background, and I think Jensen is going to go around the outside. No, he's not, and Puma Maverick is going to hold on to that 7th position. Let's quickly have a look on that replay and see how them moves transpired. So VSR Richard, we just missed on the replay, but he went massively deep as VSR Wolfie had the inside line. Well, technically Puma Maverick had the inside line for this turn, but Wolfie with the overspeed, as Puma Maverick had a big moment on the exit. But then Sam Jensen, not 100% sure what happened to him there. Puma Maverick just parked his car in the middle of the circuit, which he's allowed to do there, and Jensen maybe just slightly mistimed his turn-in, and unfortunately lost a bit of time down into P8, but certainly drama on lap 14, Robin.
Yeah, look, it is not exactly what I thought the race was turning out to be on my predictions. But that being said, I'm still curious about Richard, because I know Richard. This is a very, very smart driver, and it's going to be interesting to see if he's got anything up his sleeve in this race. But just well done to Nutcap and the African Stig and Uncle Bobby. I'm looking at their lap times. It's just so consistent and smooth, and exactly what one would want from your tier 1 drivers. Really showing the talent that these guys have. So just awesome to watch.
Yeah, I can't help but thinking, Robin and Dana, a little bit disappointed in VSR Richard, to be honest. I mean, look, the race is not over yet, and all it takes is one mistake. But at the moment, VSR Richard is 25 seconds adrift of TNR Nightcap. Now, we do know that VSR Richard has already used his hard tyres. So Nightcap, of course, started on the medium tyres. So he has got that pit stop to come. But you know, so since they've both been on the medium tyres, we last looked at 20 seconds behind. The gap is now 26 seconds behind, so he has lost 6 seconds from the last time I looked at the timing boards. So TNR Nightcap showing amazing pace right now on dying medium tyres, it has to be said. 1 minute 54.9, 1 minute 54.8 on his previous 2 laps, with the African Stig also 54.8, 54.8 for him. So very, very impressive. Some Uncle Babby has sunk further back though. His tyres are now falling off. Last lap 1 minute 56.4 on Fish. Yeah, not quite on the pace, unfortunately. 55 to 56 is for him. But yeah, certainly with Richard, consistently 55s, but just not quite on the money compared to the top drivers. And I'm just disappointed in Richard because of, you know, the fact that he had 3 back-to-back wins and leading in the championship, and Nutcap has come back the way that he has. I mean, huge credit to TNR Nutcap as he comes in to the pits from the race lead. The African Stig deciding to go one further, trying the overcut then. But yeah, TNR Nutcap now just released out of the pits. And something about this track as well is that the pit lane does cut off quite a bit of the circuit, so you don't actually lose that much time as he gets released out on circuit. He's on the soft tyres and he gets released into second position. Uncle Babby will be rejoining, or just behind VSR Fish in P4, and then VSR Richard in P5. So you can see where he's lost time, and Nutcap has now got a 9-second lead over VSR Richard, and of course he's on the racing soft tyres as opposed to VSR Richard's dying medium tyres. So yeah, Nutcap is looking to pull away, but of course he'll probably do 1 lap on the hard tyre. So it's all about time trialling now, really, isn't it? It's about not putting a foot wrong. It's about putting in lap after lap after lap after lap, not making a mistake and making the most out of them soft tyres, Dana.
No, absolutely. It's definitely going to be about consistency here. And, you know, as he's shown currently, he's been very consistent with his lap times. You know, as far as Richard goes, I think he is laying in wait for that mistake to come. So, again, it is not over until it's over. So, he can definitely still have a chance here to move up. And Nutcap just got to stay consistent and not make a mistake, because Richard is waiting for it.
Yes, indeed, and the African Stig does come in from the provisional race lead then with 36% of fuel coming off of them medium tyres as TNR Nutcap comes around the final corner to end lap 16 and on to lap 17. So we've got 10 laps remaining in this race. I think TNR Nutcap is going to inherit the race lead as the African Stig does get released now. And where is TNR Nutcap? In fact, Nutcap is 1.5 seconds maybe nearly a second, but actually the African Stig leading the race ahead of TNR Nutcap with Sam Trusp in a third position, 16.3 seconds adrift in third position on Dye medium tyres. VSR Fish getting released now. He is on the racing hard tyres. Uncle Babby has, I think he already got rid of the racing hard tyres to get onto the racing soft tyres to be released in P5. Sam Steele in P6 now. VSR Richard P7, and looks like he's got rid of the medium tyres to run 9 laps on the soft tyres. Can he make it stick? Because you know, he has got Sam Steele in front of him, and of course Sam Steele on worn medium tyres, so VSR Richard will be hoping that he's not going to hold him up for too long, so he can get past him and try to close in on TNR Nutcap, because surely this is going to be hurting VSR Richard as we come through the chicane now, and Richard should get a good run on Sam Steele, but Sam Steele is not going to make it easy for him, I don't think. I think he's going to cover off the inside line. And is it going to be a late dive down the inside? There is, and actually quite surprised that Sam Steele didn't defend that. But yeah, VSR Richard is going to inherit 6th position. VSR Wolfie down the inside of Sam Steele as well to inherit 7th position, although Sam Steele is going to have the inside line to cut off VSR Wolfie. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, VSR Wolfie not able to complete the move as Sam Steele holds on to that 7th position, but surely it's just a matter of time. In fact, Sam Steele backs out of it. That was a strange place for him to back out there. Let's quickly have a look on the replay, see how that happened there. So yeah, VSR Wolfie all over the exhaust of Sam Steele. Sam Steele, I mean, they were nearly bumper to bumper, but yeah, Sam Steele, I don't know if he just got on the power a little bit early and then ran into the barrier, but there was VSR Wolfie to take full advantage to move up into 7th position. So VSR Wolfie up into P5, because it looks like there was a couple of drivers that have just come out of the pit lane. So Sam Jensen P6, then Puma Maverick P7, Sam Truce in P8. So the top 3 is back to how it was then, with TNR Nutcap now leading African Stig by 15.9 seconds. The African Stig is on the soft tyres. I think he may have... Did he get rid of the hard tyres? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Okay, that's what the change was there. So TNR Nutcap, he does have to use the hard tyres, which I would imagine he'll do on the last lap then. With the African Stig, he knows that now he's going to be staying on the soft tyres with Uncle Babby as well. P3, 10.2 seconds behind in P3. VSR Richard, though, starting to close in on Sam Uncle Babby. We know this is VSR Richard's last stint, the soft tyres. So 0.8 of a second, the gap between him and Sam Uncle Babby, with VSR Wolfie in tow in P5. Sam Jensen 1.2 seconds behind in P6. Puma Maverick P7, who is now 6 seconds adrift, with a fast approaching Sam Trusp in P8. So Puma Maverick looking to hold off, and I think 7th will be the highest position Maverick would finish this season, so we'll see if he can hold on to that position. But VSR Nitro Merlin down in P9, VSR Gillian P10, Sam Waxon in P11, so a bit of a 3-way fight for that P9, with VSR Fish just in front of Sam Steele in P12, and 13 for Steele. JDJ on his own, 6.5 seconds adrift in 14th position. Really did not expect that from him, but back to the top of the grid then. So TNR Nutcap 16.3 seconds. Just looking at the lap delta as well, TNR Nutcap fastest man on the circuit right now, fastest lap time of a 1 minute 53.022 on the last lap number 18. The African Stig, well, we'll see how fresh his tyres are and what sort of times he can produce. But yeah, 10.6 seconds is the lead over Sam Uncle Babby, with VSR Richard, who is 7/10 of a second behind in P4. But probably more importantly, 28 seconds is the gap between him and TNR Nutcap. So that gap is increasing on a lap-to-lap basis. 1 minute 53.7 was his last lap time on lap number 18. So we are talking 7 to 8 tenths slower than TNR Nutcap on that last lap. VSR Wolfie staying in tow of VSR Richard in 5th position as well. So yeah, certainly this is not the end. We've still got 7 laps of this race remaining, but TNR Nutcap in a very, very strong position, Robin.
Yeah, look, like I said, you know, from the get-go, the qualifying was probably going to be the most important, and to have the advantage of that track position and to start on the mediums was always going to be a huge advantage. But like I said, you know, this young man has just shown maturity throughout the season. He's a great representative for TNR, quite a humble young man, and it's nice to see that his pace hasn't changed his character. You know, he's still a great guy, always respectful, and just a pure example of what all our members should be, and an example to sim racing South Africa as a whole. So yeah, I do believe this is TNR's Nutcap's race to lose. If he keeps up the consistency, it's most certainly going to be a podium for him tonight.
Well, he's certainly been consistent. I'm so impressed with TNR Nutcap, because you'd be forgiven to say to him that he could have been a little bit nervous going into this final round, knowing that like he had to get the race win. But you can see with his lap times, they are so consistent. And even between lap 18 and lap 19, there is 0.008 of a second difference between the 2 laps. Absolutely incredible from our 15-year-old in SMA. And yeah, 15.9 seconds is the gap between him and the African Stig, who has got 1 lap fresher tyres. It might even be 2 laps fresher tyres than TNR Nutcap. So yeah, so African Stig, it's not out of the running, but it's TNR Nutcap's race to lose, I feel, with Sam Uncle Baby P3, but VSR Rich is still not able to get the jump on Sam Uncle Baby in P4. The gap is 0.3 of a second. VSR Richard knows it's now or never if he is going to challenge TNR Nutcap. So as we come out of the final exit, they are toe-to-toe, Sam Uncle Baby and VSR Richard, 3.5 of a second separating the 2 drivers. VSR Wolfie looks like he has lost the gap to Richard then, so starting to sink further back with Sam Jensen not too far behind in P6. So Sam chose, I forgot to mention actually, already made the move on Puma Maverick, so Sam chose up into P7. Puma Maverick not too far behind, so he's not completely out of the running, but P8 for Puma Maverick right now, and still VSR Nitro Merlin P9, Gillard P10, but he's picked up a half a second penalty for good measure. So Sam Waxon could come into the fight for that 10th position then. Just 0.7 of a second separating
We got
the 2
Richard and Uncle Babby side by side right now, Sean. Oh, and Richard just took it.
Okay, yeah, just get on the replay now. Thank you, Dana. So there was VSR Richard then, who was alongside Sam Uncle Babby, and once you've got that inside line, it's just about timing your braking. So Sam Uncle Babby, nothing he could really do at this stage, and VSR Richard took to the inside line going over the curb, and Sam Uncle Babby did try to come back at VSR Richard, but yeah, VSR Richard holding off Uncle Babby because he's now picked up up a half a second penalty. So VSR Wolfie will be hounding him down for that 4th position then when he serves his penalty on lap number 22. So Uncle Babby again just making mistakes at the wrong time, because at the minute doing so well in this race, and I'll be so impressed with him, but he is going to be sinking like a ship. But TNR Nutcap leading the race by 15.5 seconds over the African Stig. As we mentioned, he's on the soft tyres. He's going to run these for another 3 laps and then get on the hard tyres for his last stint. So 15.5 seconds is the gap to the African Stig, who has a 13-second lead over VSR Richard. The gap is 28.6 seconds between TNR Nutcap and VSR Richard, and I do believe that the pit lane loss is roughly something in the region of about 10 to 15 seconds. So again, TNR Nutcap in such a comfortable position, but he does have to remain in the race lead to become SMA Season 1 champion for 2026. I don't know if the African Stig knows this. He needs a first position. So African Stig is going to be quite close to TNR Nutcap, but how close, I guess we're going to find out in the next 3 laps, Robin.
Yeah, look, I do believe that pit loss time is in the region of 12 seconds, but I do know that Richard was obviously saving fuel in the initial stint, so I'm not too sure if that may bring down the pit loss time in terms of gaining maybe additional seconds. But if you're looking at the tyre wear, this is, like I said, Nutcap started this race, he's going to end this race by the looks of it, and the battling between Uncle Bobby and Richard and drivers at the moment is most certainly not helping Richard as well. So it's most certainly, like you said, it's all in Nutcap's hands, and just amazing to watch he be this consistent.
Yeah, well, I'm just getting confirmation from Liam or Levitius that the net is 8 to 10 second lead to Richard after the pit stop. So I can always count on Levitius with the stats there. Thank you very much. Certainly, doing a great job in a very comfortable position, like I said. So as I say, it's just about the positioning of the African Stig now, because second won't be good enough for TNR Nutcap. If they are level on points at the end of this race, because the deficit is 4 points from Richard, who's leading the championship, to TNR Nutcap, who is in second. If they are level on points, it means that it does mean that they'll draw the championship, but Richard will win because he has better overall results. So although saying that, actually, I could be wrong here. Am I wrong here?
We could make this could be a provisional until we actually get our points and log updated. But as far as I understand, and I stand corrected, that Nutcap must win this race to claim the championship. That's without a doubt.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And with that, 15, is it now 15 seconds between the Stig and Nutcap? I still feel that Nutcap's going to win this race no matter what. Whether they're teammates or not, Nutcap deserves to win this race, and I'm sure that's going to be the case.
Yeah, well, the reason why I was thinking about better results, because aren't they tying? They're tying on 3 wins apiece. But if TNR Nutcap wins, if he wins, then obviously he's going to have 4 wins. Yeah. Richard 3. Yeah. But if Nutcap came second, they're going to have 3 apiece. But I do believe VSR Richard has more second and thirds. I think that's how it works out.
It would have to go down to second and third positions after this result. But that being said, I'm not jinxing Nutcap here. This kid's going to win this race, and this is his championship. And after the 3 back-to-back wins, which is produced, most certainly deserving of this championship. And yeah, no, it's quite interesting. I think Richard, with his qualification, I think it was always going to be an uphill battle for him to retain his championship, and I think that has played a huge part in this race.
Well, something I've just noticed is that VSR Fish is at the back of the grid now. So I don't know what's happened to VSR Fish, honestly. You know, he was in 4th position. He may have had to get on other tyres, but he is now behind VSR JDJ. So not exactly sure what happened there. But yeah, looking on board with TNR Nutcap now as he starts the penultimate lap of the race. 15.2 seconds is the lead over the African Stig, who has been consistently in the 53s, but is actually the fastest man on circuit with the fastest lap of a 1 minute 52.809. So the last lap wasn't that great though. 15.6 seconds, 15.5 seconds is the gap between TNR Nutcap and the African Stig. So it's looking like I think TNR Nutcap is just going to be released out on circuit before the African Stig, if my calculations are correct. VSR Richard is still leading over VSR Wolfie. Richard, as I say, 31 seconds behind in 3rd position. So he has been pushing. But unfortunately, with VSR Richard having to do 9 laps on the soft tyres, is starting to feel the pain on them tyres. And VSR Wolfie, who it looks like his tyres are pretty even, but all over the back bumper of VSR Richard. I do wonder whether or not VSR Richard will hang back or make the overtake on VSR Richard. I do wonder on that one. Sam Jensen 1.7 seconds behind, with Uncle Babby in P6, just a second behind.
Oh man.
What's up?
Sorry, Sean. I was just thinking about Uncle Bobby. No, I'm just thinking about Uncle Bobby. I would have loved to have interviewed Uncle Bobby. He's so deserving of a podium. I've watched his races throughout the season, and such a pity. But yeah, on to the next one. But well done to Uncle Bobby. Really shown good pace and the racecraft as well. So yeah. Well done.
Well, TNR Nutcat is coming into the pit lane for the last time in SMA Season 1. So as he gets off of them racing soft tyres and onto the racing hard tyres, he's going to have to be wary with the fact that them tyres are going to be cold on this last lap. 8% of fuel. Here comes the African Stig as he has already crossed the line to start the last lap of the race. TNR Nutcap gets released out on circuit, and TNR Nutcap is going to resume the race lead ahead of the African Stig by 2 seconds. So it is TNR Nutcap's race to lose, but it's been an absolutely fantastic season from TNR Nutcap, as if he does win this race, it'll be 4 back-to-back wins for TNR Nutcap, and he will be the youngest ever winner in SMA at just 15 years old. TNR Nutcap, I remember interviewing him, probably about 5 races ago, where he was like really disappointed with his like podium, and he was like, do you know what, we need to get to winning ways here. I'm really disappointed with myself, and I at the time thought he was quite hard on himself, but you know what we've seen from TNR Nutcap in the last 4 races is that he's gone from strength to strength to strength. He's been absolutely formidable in his charge for the championship, and now he is just about 5 corners away from claiming the SMA championship. 1.2 seconds is the gap. He is on the hard tyres with the African Stig, of course, on the soft tyres. I don't think the African Stig is going to take that honour away from TNR Nutcap though, as we approach the penultimate corner of the final lap, as TNR Nutcap rounds off this championship around the final corner to win the SMA Season 1 2026. Congratulations to TNR Nugcap with TNR African Stick finishing in second position. Commiserations to VSR Richard, who held on to the race championship lead all this time, but pipped to the post in the final round of the championship to finish in third, with VSR Wolfie in fourth, Sam Jensen in fifth, Sam Uncle Baby in sixth, and Sam Atruse in seventh position. VSR Nitro Merlin coming round the final corner to finish in eighth position, with VSR Giller in ninth, and Sam Steele in a top 10 position with Sam Waxon P11. Puma Maverick is going to claim 12th position, with JDJ and VSR Fish finishing 13th and 14th. Are they going to put on a show for us on the last couple of corners here? Because they are side by side. Who's going to come out on top? Is looking like Fish is got a nose in front as JDJ gets run wide slightly, and JDJ's gonna it's photo finish at the end between the two drivers, and VSR JDJ grabbed 13th and VSR Fish for 14th. But what a fantastic race we've just seen, and a great way to end season 1, Robin.
Yeah, no, look, like I said, you know what, these drivers have produced, and all these drivers have given us such a showcase in season 1. It's just been, if I look back at all our races, it's been highly competitive. It's been top split times. It's been proper respect on the track. It's just been amazing. And to see Scott come from, 4 races back and to take it all, and convincingly, it's just amazing to watch this young man race. And I wish him all the best going forward. And just well done to all the drivers. Well done to all the teams that have allowed us a great broadcast. I think we all need to give them a hand for showing us what South African summer races can actually do. So well done to Scott, African Stig, and Richard, and the rest of the guys. Just brilliant racing throughout the entire season.
Yeah, and of course, Robin, you mentioned about South African drivers, and with the Africa Festival coming up in a few weeks' time as well. So, they're definitely going to put on a show for us in the African Sim Racing Festival. I mean, can you see the top tier entering that championship?
Well, I would think Levi would like to be crowned. I mean, he's taken all the championships in terms of esports championship, the MSA Cup. He's even won the Finland race. I would think that he would want to add the crown to his collection. And I'm sure that, I've been looking at Panic Potato, actually. I think he's got a bit of a run on Levi, so I think Levi's feeling a bit of the pressure. And most certainly Scott and Richard and all of those, if they all actually work together, they can create quite a brilliant event for sim racing South Africa. Remember, we're trying to grow the sport here, and we hope that everybody is going to join us in this prestigious event, and that goes to all our members. We want everybody to take part in it. We're looking for the support, and we most certainly got some great sponsors for this event. As you know, we've signed Sparko, and they'll be giving out prizes for the African Festival. And I have sent invites to African ASNs across Africa. So I'm hopeful that there will be some new drivers coming in. And so, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But to all the top split South African guys, if there's a championship that you need to actually really claim, would be the Africa Sim Racing Festival.
Yes, indeed. And that is confirmed on Saturday, the 25th of April at 2 p.m. And that's what's it called? What's your African time called? I forgot what it's called now. African time, anyways, right? South African time.
CAT,
sorry.
yeah.
CAT.
Yeah,
There you go. Central African time. So, make sure if you want to get yourselves involved, we've got more details after a quick break that we're going to go on very shortly. But Dana, yeah, just your thoughts on this championship and just on the race that you just seen today.
Well, overall, I mean, top notch. You know, South African drivers are just top notch. I've watched many streams with drivers from all over, and they continue to impress and improve. Congrats to Nutcap. What an amazing drive. Well, just overall, what an amazing season. You know, it just blows my mind that he's only 15, right? I just cannot wrap my head around that.
Yeah.
But congrats, you know, to the podium winners. Congrats to everyone for just a brilliant season and just showing, you know, that South Africa, when it comes to sim racing, is definitely hands down the best.
Yeah, it certainly is. We've had probably one of our best ever championships here in the SMA. And there's more to come in the future, and I will talk about that after the break. But just to confirm the results from our grand finale at the Yas Marina. So TNR Nutcap will celebrate the SMA title for Season 1 2026 with his 4th race victory of the season and 4th in a row as well, finishing just a second in front of, now confirmed teammate TNR Captain Slow, or the African Stig as he's known in this season. VSR Richard, I mean, you know, what could have been for him? He was leading for half the championship but had no answer to TNR Nutcap in the end, and he finished in a disappointing 3rd position for him in the end, but still big congratulations for putting on such a show for us throughout this season, with VSR Wolfie finishing just behind in 4th position, with Sam Jensen in P5 and Sam Uncle Babby in 6th position. 7th was Sam Truce and VSR Nitro Merlin finishing in 8th position. VSR Giller finishes in 9th position, and rounding off our top 10 is Sam Still, with Sam Waxon finishing in 11th, Puma Maverick in 12th, and VSR JDJ automatically got 13th position because, interestingly, VSR Fish seems like he didn't use one of the compounds of tyres and got a 1 minute penalty to finish in 14th position. So an amazing race we've just seen, and we are going to go for a short break. However, whilst we are gone, in case you didn't know, we have a round 7 recap of the lower tiers from our very own Robin Williams, who will be giving us a recap on our next scheduled event on the African Sim Racing Festival as well, with all the confirmed dates and our thoughts of our podium finishers in the grand finale. See you soon. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Jetor, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026.
Good evening, it's Robin here from SMA, and just a shout out to all these legends in our tiers 2 to 7. You guys are amazing. I've managed to watch all the races. Unfortunately, just too many great overtakes and side-by-side racing, lots of respect shown on the track to get it all into a 7-minute video. Well, that's from my side, but I thought I'd just get a bit of a recap on the tiers and some thoughts on some of our members, and hope you enjoy and enjoy the rest of the stream, and thanks for supporting. You guys are all legends.
Hear the crowd, feel the sound. No mistakes, no rewind. Leave the doubt behind the line. Red lights counting down the fight. Milliseconds decide the night.
A rowdy howdy to all SMA viewers. Thanks for viewing, thanks for the support, thanks for the platform that has been created by this established association called SMA under the leadership of Robin and other admins. This is TNR by here saying hello. Had an absolutely great race at Spa. Not a very good season, but it turned out well, getting better as we go. And thank you very much for the support. My livery has mostly been done by TNR Dion, aka Saint, or Rob Whitestar. And I've had fun learning every season as we go, and keep on watching. Thanks for the support to each and every viewer, and let's grow the sport together, as Robin usually says. I'm out. Thanks.
Engines live. Lights out. This is awesome. Neon lights on an open track. Heartbeat sinks to the dash. Stealing fire, gripping speed. Every corner's all we need. Hands tight, rise and down. Hear the crowd, feel the sound. No mistakes, no rewind. Leave the doubt behind the line. Red lights counting down the fight. Milliseconds decide the night. Full throttle, no retreat. Rubber burning underneath. We don't break, we don't stall. When the lights go out, we go home. Full throttle, feel the drive. Every lap we
Good evening, everyone. This is MGR Laquera. First and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to the SMA admin group and the organizers as well. You guys this season have done a stellar job, and appreciate that from you guys. Secondly, I'd like to send a shout out to my team, MGR Winfrey Gearbox Racing, for holding me down and for teaching me the ropes and for basically grooming me to being the racer that I am today. My last race was at Spa and I came first. I literally did a ride and drive there because I know very, very well that track. I just have to use the GTR and I know the track by heart, so it was so much easy race for me, especially when it started raining. But yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
engines live. Lights out. This is awesome.
Hi, I'm Dylan, better known as DC Gaming 92, representing MGR. I like to think I'm one of the quicker guys until the racing proves me wrong, that is. I'm all about clean racing, consistency, and occasionally questioning my life choices midway through the race when things go sideways. But yeah, the racing in SMA has been good so far. The level of competition is high, and the drivers keep you honest, and every race actually means something. At the end of the day, I'm here to compete, have a good time, and hopefully keep the car facing the right direction most of the time. But other than that, what SMA has done for everyone in the league has been phenomenal, and it's heading in the right direction as the way I see it. But thanks to everyone on the SMA admin team and the people doing the broadcast, they put in a tremendous amount of work, and I think everyone appreciates what they do for us.
Fuel runs low, but the fire's high. Drafting close, let the limits cry. One clean move, laid on brakes. Championships are born from stakes. Rivals close and mirror view. Every lap something to prove. Checkered flags.
How's it, guys? Sean, aka Puma Jet here. Spa was an okay round for me. I had a fantastic qualifying lap, put me in 5th place. Then Kennels did all of Tier 2 a favour and jumped the start. So I passed him going through a rouge. And then on the long drag up to that first tight chicane, I positioned myself well behind Neil and got into 2nd place. And on lap 6, I was sitting in 3rd or 4th place, and I made a mistake all on my own, just got a bit eager on the gas, and went off the track onto the grass. Didn't get damage, but I lost about 4 places, rejoined in 9th. And then when the rain came down, I put intermediates on, and I was doing okay, and then I made a silly mistake which dropped me down again. So I ended up in 8th place. I guess that's the difference between Tier 1 and Tier 2 drivers. Their consistency is a lot better.
Engines waking with the rising sun. Across the grid we stand as one. From every corner, every nation, drivers chasing inspiration. Helmets on and hearts aligned. Leave the rivalries behind. On this track we write the story. Respect the road to glory. Lights go red, the moment's near. Feel the thunder, hear the cheer. From pit lane to the finish line. This is where our worlds combine. SMA, hear the engine play. Africa Festival, we race today. Clean lines, courage on display. Growing the sport in every way. Wheel to wheel, but side by side. Honor is our greatest pride. Across the grid, our voices say. Together we race the SMA way.
SMA is brought to you by DC Designs, Right Recruitment, Waggy and Sons, and Slayer, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. Okay, thank you to Robin Williams. That was a really good recap video, I have to say. So well done on that video. And just a word on the Africa Sim Racing Festival, now that we have got the confirmed dates. So Robin, do you want to take us through it? Or I have got the details in front of me, but do you want to add more information to that?
Well, I think firstly, it's a good break for our community. We've realized over the years, that it's good to have like a 3-week break, to be honest with everybody. I myself, and I'm sure the production team is knackered. I think Sean hasn't slept in 2 days just to get all these things up and running for tonight's broadcast, and all the videos, they take time. And so I think the whole community, including the admin teams and our drivers, are going to enjoy this 3-week break, and enough time to practice for this event, which will be with a car that we've banned for half the season, which is the new Porsche. So it's going to be a real awesome event with the Porsche. I think it just creates a different type of scenario. I do know that Sean, the race director, has made it a bit more complicated for the Yas Marina track and the Porsche. So that's going to be interesting to see. But in terms of the Africa Festival, the goal for the African Festival is not really just with regards to our Tier 1. It is to bond our community. It is to bring everybody together for a Saturday for once, which is great because I just feel I'll be faster on a Saturday to begin with. And have some fun as well to all our members. It's there to not only, oh, and by the way, here's some breaking news, and Sean, you're going to find this surprising as well, and so will the rest of the production team.
Okay.
We will be streaming the lower tiers for season 2.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. That I was keeping a secret, but to all the lower tiers and all our members, watch the notifications. SMA will be streaming each tier at every single race. We will be streaming tier 7, and the next round we will be streaming tier 6, and so on and so on. So that's exciting stuff. And then obviously we've got new sponsors on board, and overall, if you look at the African Festival, this is what it's aimed at. It's to bring our community together. And yeah, even Andre's asking, wait, what?
Yep.
I didn't even tell the admin team about it, actually.
Wow.
It is something that I was going to just keep as a nice surprise for our community. But we will be streaming the lower tier races to give them some accreditation and some airtime, and I'm so looking forward to that. And it's going to be amazing. And we will use the Africa Festival as a test stream for lower tiers. I'm thinking we'll be streaming tier 2 for the African Festival. So you boys better start practicing, get onto Yas Marina, get into your Porsche, and the entries on our Discord are now open officially. So you can get into our Discord and you can start getting in your registrations, and let's continue to grow the sport and use this event because it will be an annual event. And as we grow bigger, we're most certainly going to make a big thing about the festival, and hopefully we will be getting in drivers from the rest of the continent. So very exciting times for SMA, and yeah, just keep on supporting us. Thanks to all our sponsors, obviously, for this event, because like I said, you know, we're putting a huge hype into this event because we want it to be a special event for SMA, and we hope that everybody is going to be joining us on Saturday, and let's try and grow the sport through this awesome event.
Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, definitely a surprise to me. As far as I know,
yeah,
you've
got some competition. You've got some competition.
Oh,
we'll see.
Oh, bring it.
Now, as you know, we always, as a team, the amazing thing about SMA is that just our community is so together right now, and it's amazing to see our communities and the chats vibrant. We've got Kurt doing the DJ thing every morning, creating brilliant songs for us to listen to. The vibe is where it should be. Everybody's not happy with CFC, obviously, which is the norm. So
no change there. Yeah,
no change. Nah, we're never going to be like. But you know, that's part of racing. And but overall, it's just been amazing season 1, and yeah, let's interview our podium guys.
Yeah, we will do. We will do.
Got to say.
We will do. Yeah, just to give you a confirmation of the. So obviously registration is open now, but for those that weren't aware, seeding will take place on April the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. No late entries, guys, because of course we need to get prepared in production with the broadcast on Saturday, the 25th of April, 1 p.m. I do believe it is for tier 2 then. And I think it's 2:30, is it? I think for tier 1, I do believe.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, make sure you get your booking in, and we hope to see you there on the Africa Sim Racing Festival. I will get that name right eventually. So yeah, please be there, guys. I'd be I'd love to commentate on all of you and put on a great show for us all. So and also as well, Dana, you did actually mention in chat chat as well about the winner of the Slayer competition?
I did mention that. I think we had several hands raised, like, pick me.
I saw that. But we do have someone that we've randomly put onto a wheel, Miss Dana, have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I entered names into the wheel and spun that. And I am happy to report because I believe this person is somehow related to JDJ or very close to. So you may get that one Slayer if this person is nice.
Is there some corruption going on here, Miss Dana? I'm not sure about this wheel of yours. What's going on? Is it another JDJ member?
It's another JDJ fan.
Oh my,
Evan.
okay, fair enough. Hey, is it Evan tonight? Well done.
It is Evan tonight. So I think Andal, is that how you say her name, Sean? Andal or?
Andalay.
Andalay.
Yeah.
Andalay. So
Yeah.
sorry about that. You're gonna get that yummy in your tummy because I believe that may be your fiance, if I'm correct. So,
Oh wow.
there you go.
Oh wow. Well, I think that's a great draw. Because you know what? We've had 2 ladies win prizes this season, and up that for woman power. So now I know there is corruption because 2 women won it. So yeah, and Miss Dana's the one that's kind of like spinning this wheel. It seems a bit fishy to me, don't you think, Sean?
I will never tell.
Yeah, and I'm sure she'll kill me if I even challenge her. So, yeah. But yeah, no, congratulations to Evan for the box of Slayer. So yeah, if you're listening, please do give us your details, and we'll get that sent over to you as soon as possible. But yes, I think we should interview our drivers. Hopefully, they've not fallen asleep in the background. So firstly, we're going to come to VSR Richard, who I'm going to have to say commiserations, even though you've had a fantastic season and you've kept us on the edge of our seats throughout season 1. But obviously you know that you needed to finish in front of TNR Nutcap today. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but you still grabbed a brilliant 3rd position. I mean, tell us your thoughts. Tell us how you're feeling after this race.
Yeah, no, first of all, thank you. I really enjoyed the season. I told Robert now, I think the 8-race season is working well, especially with other social and work obligations. Yeah, no, I think I did not have the pace that Nutcap had on this race. I messed up my qualifying. Did manage in practice a 52, but yeah, I just couldn't pull it together tonight. I think I was a little overdriving the car. And but yeah, I'm happy with a 3rd place, and it was an awesome season. I think I finished now 2nd overall, pending on any steward inquiries. But yeah, no, it was very enjoyable, and thank you for the broadcast and the admin team and the directors and everybody putting the races together.
No, you're very, very welcome. I'm glad that you did enjoy it. But yeah, I'm going to have to ask Richard, because I was quite surprised to see you sort of load. I think you was in 5th position, was it, from qualifying? So I was quite surprised to see you down there. I mean, was it just a case of just not quite getting it right in qualifying? And would you say that this race was a difficult track to make overtakes on?
It is a difficult track. I don't think it's too difficult to do overtakes. There's a couple of places where you can go for overtakes. Like I said, I think in quali I messed up. I overdrive the car too much. You need to be very smooth on the corners and the braking points and all of that. And but yeah, it's my first race on this track. Only practiced it this week, so I haven't done it in dailies. I did the track experience when it came out. I really enjoyed this. I love this track. I'll learn myself and push a little bit later to see where I make mistakes and maybe Google some movies, etc. But yeah, overall, I was happy with the race.
Okay, well, I mean, luckily you didn't race in the dailies because the track limits were absolutely shocking. You literally had to keep it within the white lines. If you touched the wheel on it, that was it. Penalties galore.
Yeah, I remember that in the track experience when I started to practice this week. I did stay between the lines, and then I joined a couple of lobbies with different oaks, and I saw, yes, they're going so wide. So what's happening with the track limits? Because I know in the track circuit experience, the track limits are very strong, so you can't cut corners that much. You need to stay on the curbs and all of that. I was actually struggling to get pace, and yeah, my pace did pick up a little bit by abusing the track limits, but obviously it wasn't fast enough. But yeah, no, it is strange. I think it would have been nice if the track limits was on like in the track experience. But I mean, it's fair play, it's open field for everybody, so everybody can abuse the track limits. It's nobody benefits from somebody else or whatever. So yeah, I think the playing field was level at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it was. There was a few names I didn't expect to be right at the front of the grid, but I mean, it looked super tight out there, and I'm sure there was a few nervous people out there as well. So you did a great job. You still made up positions. You got that third position. So congratulations on that. But Robin, have you got any questions for Richard?
I've just got one, Richard, which I felt may have changed your races. That why would you want to go hards? What was on your mind when you decided to go onto the hards? I felt that the mediums was most certainly the compound to use in the start of the race. So very surprised that you opted to go onto the hards.
The practice race we did start on mediums. I think it's the fastest track. The fastest time that you can do if you start with mediums and then your softs and hards and whatever. But qualifying down the grid in fifth, I thought, okay, let me try something different, which I did. Yeah, it did not work out, but at least it got me on a podium. So still happy with that.
Yep, you've been on every single podium this season. So
really,
yeah, exactly.
There was one that I missed.
Yeah, but you weren't racing for that one, so that we'll kind of like we'll excuse you for that.
I think I did. I came fifth. The other one I came second. I got a 3-position penalty. So there's actually one race that I've missed a podium.
You've done extremely well. Obviously, we know you to be. You've been top split for quite some time now, Richard. And what's your thoughts about Scott?
I think I must give it to him. I think I did tell him previously he must just remain patient. That the times and the races will come to him. He's still young. He had a lot to learn. I think he's learned that, and his pace is exceptional. He's driving very, very, very fast. So his practice and everything has paid off. So I'm glad for him. I think he can go far in sim racing. I think he's able to compete there with the top dogs in the world. So well done to Scott. Really deserved the first place in the championship. So well done.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you race against Scott in the Africa Festival, and looking forward to that one.
I need to make time to practice.
I'm sure you guys will be on pace. So, and with the Porsche, which is going to be the exciting part, and so looking forward to that, Richard. But well done for an amazing season. Thanks for all the great memories that you've given to SMA and the great racing, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the racing calendar.
No, thanks. Looking forward to the next one.
All right, bud.
And also, Dana, any questions for our runner-up in the championship?
Oh, don't say that. It's so heartbreaking.
Oh, shame.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Scott. He had an amazing season. But Richard, I gotta be honest. I was rooting for you, man. I really was.
Thank you so much, Dana.
To see it. Yeah,
at least
you're
I've
a great
got one
guy.
supporter. Thanks so much.
You're a great guy, and you're such a nice man, and just give off great vibes. So how could I not support you? Again,
Thank you
not
so
taking
much.
anything away from Scott, but great season. Great
Now you
season.
motivated me to practice more. I'll do that for you, Dana.
Woo! There we go.
Richard, I think you might have a secret admirer there.
Great stuff, man. That's lekker.
But no, Richard, honestly, yeah, it was a fantastic season from you. I mean, you won, was it 3 races in a row, was it? I think JDJ had the first win of the season, didn't he? So, so it was 3 back-to-back wins, and, you was in such a dominant position, and just, your performance has been fantastic all season, but yeah, just unfortunately, TNR Nightcap just pipped you in the last race, and but nevertheless, you should be so proud of yourself this season.
No, I am. Thank you. No, I am definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you get a well-deserved rest now. You can get on the whiskey or get on the beers, play some more golf, and yeah, and then hopefully be ready for the Africa Sim Racing Festival on April the 25th. Are you going to be there?
No, no. Flying to Germany on the 18th of April. I'm going to visit Dana. And I only read, no. But now on a serious note, due to work obligations, we're going to Germany, Osnabrück in 18 April. We fly through, and then I'm only coming back at about 28 April.
Okay.
Yeah, for work obligations, yes. So we're going to be there for 10 days, looking at machinery and equipment and stuff.
Okay.
Richard, please don't get lost again like you did the last time you went to Germany. Yeah?
I'll try my best.
Please.
It's a base.
I remember Richard messaging saying, Robin, do you know where I can find the directions? He was sitting at the German station, lost, not knowing where to go.
Completely lost. Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Please don't get lost
I'll
again.
practice with the guys. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss that. But I'll practice with the guys and see what's happening and all of that. And there will always be a next race.
They will.
Well,
they will,
yes,
sure.
there will be a next season, and well, there will be more details on that to follow soon as well. So look out for that, Richard, because I think it's a championship you'll be looking forward to, and hopefully you won't be on any other trips or golf trips or whatever.
Yes, 100%.
But no, huge congratulations on a fantastic season in season 1 2026, and we look forward to seeing you in our next championship.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, and
Cheers,
well
Richard.
done, Scott, and well done, Stick, on awesome pace and very good race.
Cheers, Richard.
Cheers.
Okay, and then on to our second place finisher. Have we got him in the Discord? I do believe it was the African Stig. Yep. Okay, sorry, I can't see on my screen. So the African Stig or TNR Captain Slow. I don't know which one to call you. But what I will say is that today you was formidable out there. I do believe you was on pole position as well, weren't you, in qualifying? So you definitely had the pace today, and you finished off the season really strongly. How are you feeling after today's race?
Of course, first of all, congratulations to Nightcap there. TNR guys are partying here in the chat here. But that was my personal best lap in the quali in for the whole week, actually. So I was quite surprised as well. But I knew Scott was practicing with the likes of Levertius, DK and Potato, so he's under heavy coaching by those aliens there. So I knew they were teaching him some tricks there. But I would never let myself win the race tonight. He's the star boy, and he's won it from round 1 up until the end. So what a race from him. Like I said last week, maturity has gotten to this man, and that's all he needed. Was that experience. I know we A team of TNR race against P1R on Saturday, and Nightcap came second.
Saw that race,
So that just shows that this man he's getting all quicker and quicker and quicker. I was lucky enough just to stay behind him for the race.
Yeah,
Well done, yeah. Well done,
yeah. To be honest, yeah, I keep stumbling here, but we'll call you the African Stick at least for the final time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, because you had the pace out there, and actually on the last lap you closed the deficit. Nutcap did a great job in preserving his tyres, and he had that lead on the final lap. But I noticed you closed within a second to him, so you was never ever going to go for the racing overtake. You was never going to kind of make him sweat on that last lap. You was just going to just stay behind him, right?
Look, I would always challenge him, but I saw Richard was climbing up the pack, and then I knew instant now the biggest objective here, or the first objective, is Nutcap needs to win this race. Otherwise, I would get 17 TNR members hammering me down, saying Nutcap should have won it. so I choose, but obviously it always has been planned. Nutcap has to come first. Uncle Babby, we have partnered up with the Sam guys from the first round, or the second round, and Uncle Babby, Jensen, Sam Steele, all the top oaks there in the Sam. They've been really helping the TNR, and especially with Nutcap as well, with practices, etc. So shout out to them and Uncle Babby for the night. He kept me on my toes all the time, and my job was just to secure Scott's P1.
Yeah, no, they've been absolutely fantastic, including Uncle Babby, who was in the top 3 fight for large parts of the race as well. So, good friendly rivalry, I have to say, between you three. But, congratulations on that second position. I'll hand you over to Robin. I'm sure he's got a couple of questions for you.
Just a few. So, my first observation in your racing season, and you must correct me if I'm wrong, was on controller.
Yeah.
On my observation this evening, you seem to have been on a wheel and not a controller. Is that correct?
I'm still on controller. I'm still on controller.
Wow.
So you raced this night this evening on controller?
On controller.
Wow.
So Wiki's got he just spoken to me funny enough this morning. That he's got a TG2 for sale. I'm not going to mention the price. But yeah, he's got a wheel there. So I'm thinking of grabbing that wheel soon.
Well, firstly, I think I've got such a huge respect for the guys on controllers that are racing at this level, because my 10 dumb fingers will never be able to put a lap together with the controller. So well done on an amazing race. So actually, you've had quite an exciting season. I think you've really done well. But I know you to be a top split driver for quite some time. So
thank you, Bob.
My second question is, throughout the season, did you feel that you could have challenged for the championship? Was there any one to win this championship from the first race, or were you just in it to kind of like enjoy yourself, or was there actually a full commitment to winning this championship?
Well, firstly, I joined this competition just purely for the fun, of course. However, I did look at the seeding, and obviously I know the VSR guys and the SAM guys, and that, as you know, Robin, we've mentioned it numerous times that I've brought you in this game here. So I got names that are quite I'm familiar with, and so I know more or less who you can challenge, who you cannot challenge. But I think the 3 guys that I personally think this is going to be a challenge was JDJ, Nutcap, and Richard. But the oaks in the dark was obviously the Jensens, the new guys that was coming up, and I knew that the GR3 is a combo that I love, and it's my favorite combo. I think last season with the GR2s, I was struggling a bit because on a controller those cars are to tell happier. So it's tricky with the controller because your fingers trigger more quickly than your feet, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah? So when I saw that the race settings or the the features were GR3, combo GR3s, I knew that I stood a chance. Yeah. And obviously, of course, not many of the TNR guys joining. So I knew I had a chance here to get at least in the top 4. Yeah, and I think I secured the top 4 position. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, looks like it. But well done. Great season. Great racing. You've always been kind of like the opposite kind of like strat. You've always raced a different strat to most of the drivers.
Yeah, you're talking about the Interlagos. I made a massive mistake there.
Yes, but it was still exciting for us to watch, though. You know.
Yeah, I know. Floyd was like, what was Stig doing? What was Stig running on softs here? And yeah,
No, it was
that
really
was a huge
great
mistake,
show.
yeah, for me.
Great
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I think SMA benefited from watching all you guys. Like I said, the Tier 1 boys are amazing to watch. So well done. Thanks for competing, and hopefully we'll see you in the Africa Cup with your TG2 wheel. Let's see how fast you are on that TGT wheel, which is actually the wheel that Sean's been racing with for a while. Sean's now on the new Fanatic, but I know Floyd's got some serious pace with that TG2, so it'll be interesting to watch you on it as well.
It seems like Flo, all the nice talks has been paying up, with Robin.
Yeah. I'll get something, right? I've got to get something. But but yeah, no, you will like that wheel. That wheel is fantastic. It's it's got great feedback, and you know, even though it's a belt driven wheel, like you wouldn't kind of think it's got great feedback and something original as well, because it's got a transducer on the back of it, so you feel the road textures as well. So I'm going to hand you over to Dana as well. Dana, have you got any questions?
Listen, Robin already stole my question about the controller. I'm so impressed by that, Donwan. Seriously.
Yeah.
I do a little bit of racing, nowhere near your guys' level. I'm also on a controller, and to see that pace, and that's insane. That's insane, bro. That was awesome. and great season. Great season. I'm glad that you joined. I hope to see you in the, what is it, Sean? African Sim Festival? Did I say that wrong? Did I screw that up?
Close enough. Close enough.
Okay, cool. Right on. You know, I hope to see you there. You know, I'm always love seeing you race, you know, typically coming from the back, moving to the front, you know, and this time you fooled me and started out at pole position. So good on you. But
now there was one, I think on lap 6 or 7, where I nearly lost it, and I can thank God there for the controller there. I don't know if you've seen it, but I was behind Nutcap, and just before the straight, and I almost lost it. And with the controller, you can flick it back quickly.
Yeah.
But I know if you're on a steering wheel, it would have easily been a yellow flag. Yeah, a Spinneroonie, a Booker T there. But
Yeah, it could have been curtains for you on the wheel for sure. Yeah, but we did catch that. I did show the replay on it as well. It was it was a early moment for sure. Yeah. So
well done.
Once again to Scott again. He's probably hearing now. Well done, brother. Fully deserved it from the start. Thank you to the top guns there at TNR for assisting this young man. Thanks, Sam, again. For always making lobbies open, and just to everyone for the support you guys gave Scott or Nutcap. Young man really deserve it. I can see in the chats here it's going wild. Scott is also quite emotional. I mean, a champion at this level with a young man like that, it's really something else.
Absolutely.
And he's tasted victory. He tasted a trophy. And I'm sure he's going to be hungry for any trophies now at least compete with. So, well done to Scott. Yeah, truly deserve it. And also, thanks to John, his father, for supporting and always supporting us. And, well done, Scott, again, man. And thanks, Robin and the SMA admin, team, broadcast, everyone who assisted in the SMA. It was a lekker season. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Unfortunately, it can't be all the time GL3s. my favorites. Probably have to spice it up with something else. But that's where you're going to see me at the back of the row again. So, yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that. It is funny you say that because we have got something planned, and you will get the details on it very soon as well. I'm literally just handing it over to Robin as we speak. So, yeah, I would love to see yourself and all of TNR and lots of new drivers in this championship, as well as the sim racing festival as well, African Sim Racing Festival. Jesus Christ.
He's done it, Miss Dana. He's done it. He said he did it again.
He did the JC.
Yeah, we'll have a meeting with him after the stream. It's okay.
I'm not a religious man, you know.
He's in rice. He's in rice, God.
Sorry, God. No.
Let's get Nutcap on now. I want to speak to that.
Yes. Thank you so much, Donwin, for a fantastic season, and we'll see you in the next championships. So,
cheers, guys.
Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, yes, we are going to get our SMA Season 1 2026 champion. It is TNR Nutcap. Nutcap, how are you feeling? I've been told that you're feeling a little bit emotional right now.
Well, firstly, that title sounds really, really good. I was waiting to hear that. I'm feeling amazing. Actually, slightly stressed out. I got 2 exams tomorrow, but other than that, I'm feeling really good. That was so much hard work. I can't even explain, but probably the most work I've put into something in my whole life. But it paid off, and I'm in shock.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I mean, to be honest, TNR Nutcap, so I said in commentary, actually, on your final lap, I said about an interview that I remember from you. I think it was from race 3 or race 4. And I remember you got a podium. I think it was second, actually. And he was like so disappointed. He was like, no, it's not good enough. And I was like, I think you're being a little bit harsh there. But ever since that moment, you've just been completely switched on. Of course, you've just won your 4th race victory in a row as well. So the focus has been there since that moment. So, tell us about how you got focused for this round, because, of course, you must have been so nervous.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I've been doing a lot of other racing, different championships to distract myself, which is a good and a bad thing at the same time. But yeah, I was a little bit nervous going into it, but after I joined the practice lobby and I set a pretty good time, I was more comfortable, and I knew I had definitely the pace to win as long as I put down my best race and not worry about anyone else. And that's basically what I did. I messed up the quali a little bit. I wasn't even close to my best time, but you know what? It did the job. And big shout out to African Stig, aka Captain Slow. He really did me a good deed there. Thank him very much. And thank you so much. There's so many people I need to thank here. Starting with TNR, amazing team. They've really helped me develop from a pretty good driver to a really good driver. And thank you from Puma. They've brought me up from basically nothing to a tier 1 level, which is insane. Big shout out to Neil. I don't even know if he's an inspiration to me. And then also a shout out to Sam. They've also, over this last season, helped me a lot. Just having open lobbies when maybe TNR didn't have a practice lobby up. And they've also improved a lot over the season. I mean, at the beginning of the season, they were coming almost last in tier 1. And now this race, they've come, all of them, like top 7. And thank you so much to all the SMA producers and people who make it work. Without them, I wouldn't have even known about the league. And yeah, really given me a shot at motorsport in general. It's awesome.
No, you're very, very welcome, and it's been a huge pleasure from our side as well, because we knew that in this season there was going to be a newly crowned champion of SMA, and especially from the position that you was in halfway through the season to go into the final round with a very good opportunity to be crowned the champion for this season. You still have to do it though. Initially you was behind Richard in the championship order. So the only result that you could get today would have been a race victory, and you did it with aplomb. It has to be said, Nutcap. So a huge congratulations has to go to you. Robin, do you want to give your congratulations to Nutcap?
I want to give more than my congratulations to Nutcap and his dad, because, I remember Scott's first race in SMA where I think he nudged another driver and got into the COC's office for his first race of SMA. Am I correct, Scott?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and Scott was always that aggressive driver, always on the limit, but he kind of didn't have the experience of what I'm seeing today, and in such a short time you just progressed and matured and just shown that you are certainly deserving this championship. Where to from here, Scott? What are your aspirations in terms of your sim racing career? Is my question actually. And do you think that you are going to be maybe getting into a real car at some stage? I do believe there's a bit of that is your end goal. Has there been any progress on that regard?
Yeah, so there's two things. Firstly, in terms of sim racing, one of my favorite hobbies ever. I really enjoy it, but it's not where I want to end up one day. I'm just using it as a tool to get where I want to be. And I would love to one day maybe compete in the World Series or go over to iRacing and do some top championships there. I heard the prize money is insane there. And that sort of stuff would be epic. And in terms of getting closer towards a real car, there are steps being made. There's a championship which I've been accepted into on Assetto Corsa, and the winner of this championship gets a fully sponsored drive in a Mazda MX-5 in South Africa. And
oh wow,
yeah, so I'm doing that currently. It's actually got seating tomorrow night, the night after, and yeah, definitely progress has been made, and it's all started from SMA in general. It's insane.
So Scott, I just want to congratulate you. You've just shown us that it's not just about your age. And I want to really drum this into all juniors and the dads out there maybe watching the streams, is that get your kids into SMA, get them into a rig. Even if they're on controllers, start them young, and I'm sure Scott will be there to help. Soon, I would love to start a junior academy, and I'm sure that Scott will be the perfect person to run that type of sector of SMA where we need to look at our juniors. It's the future of sim racing. Guys like Levi and Penny Potato are still very young, but I think they're going to be given a run for their money. 15-year-olds and showing place like Scott. And it's just great to see that you've got the Sam's guys and you've got ENR, you've got the Puma guys that have all played a part, Neil, that have all played a part in growing your career. And that's what SMA is about. We emphasize, the growth of the sport, and you are a pure example of that. And I think the whole of SMA community needs to pat themselves on the shoulder, even the production team that gives the drivers the inspiration to push the limits and to keep it respectful. Stay humble, like I said, Scott. You're doing amazingly well. Really looking forward to watching your career blossom. You've been a superstar, legend, SMA GOAT for 2026 season 1. Well done, my brother. Great stuff.
Thank you so much. Just last few, I promise. Thank you. Goes to Liam, aka Levitius. He just the best driver I know in terms of strats and teaching people in general. He's very good at transferring his knowledge and explaining the reasons behind it. So really big shout out to him. Latori, also insanely good at strategy. Also, I think Kenard one of his leading strategists, probably the leading, and he's also very knowledgeable in a lot of different areas in racing in general. And he also actually was the one who told my dad about this other championship involving real life driving. So really big thank you to him. And then Panic Potato, who's in the last year come out of nowhere, probably even more so than me. And he's, I would say, one of the fastest in South Africa, top 2, maybe even fastest. We'll have to see how it goes, but he's also been helping me a lot in a very similar way to Levitius. And then finally Saint, just for liveries. Last year, amazing
Legend.
liveries.
Yeah, 100%.
He's literally done custom liveries for me, like with a day's notice. So shout out to him. And thanks everybody, and thanks to my dad, and thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
And Dana, any last thanks as well? Not thanks, congratulations.
No, thanks, Nutcap. Yeah, I don't have any questions. I just want to say congratulations, Scott. That was such an incredible season, and being able to watch that growth from the last season to this has just been incredible. And like Robin said, you've continued to stay humble, which I think is something that's very important, and really adds to who you are, as a person. So that's great. Amazing. I can't say enough. 15. I'm still stunned by that. At 15, I was like bagging groceries or something. I don't know. So great job. Absolutely great job. And I hope you do well on your exams, by the way. So good luck with that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. My dad's also hoping I do all my exams. So we have to see.
And just one more thing sorry, Scott, to interrupt, but it is concerning another junior in SMA. We've got Puma Vian, who is now in this league called Team Spirit Racing. And what they're doing is they've actually chosen 20 top finishers. And from there, those will go into the final pool. And then the top 5 finishers stands a chance of training in actual race cars as part of the junior team. So, they started to see the lines of sim racing and real racing. And it's great to see. And this is in South Africa, So maybe you should give me a call and we can try and get some more info with regards to the Spirit Racing team. Let's see what we can do for our juniors. But, just in a nutshell, to see real racing and sim racing in South Africa coming and aligning is something great for the future. And can't wait for these things to materialize where we get our juniors into real cars and we can support them in that regard. So, yeah, just a shout out to Vian, Puma Vian. Good luck, and he has made the top 20. His next challenge now is to make the top 5, and then he stands a chance to get into a real car and part of the junior team.
Okay, fantastic. Well, all I can really say, Nutcap, is you are the SMA Season 1 2026 champion. Congratulations to you on an amazing season, and I'm pretty sure from this point going forward you're going to be going from strength to strength and be champion of all our competitions in the future. Huge congratulations to you. Good luck in your exams tomorrow, and we look forward to seeing you in our next event.
Thanks so much, guys. It's really a big goal of mine, and it's really nice to have the pressure off in that sense. And have a good evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nutcap. Take care. Okay, so that was our interviews from our podium drivers, and also one thing to note as well, the top 3, I do believe, Robin, they're going to be getting trophies as well.
No.
Is that not?
So, no, we have trophies for all our tier drivers.
I was going to say.
No. So SMA, as you know, we never keep our focus when it comes to prizes on top tier. Our prizes run in depth because we want to accredit all our podium drivers in all our tiers. So I have seen all the trophies. I know you've seen the trophies.
I have.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah. And they will be shipped on Wednesday to Postnet Midstream and will be sent to the drivers. We also obviously have the Slayer prizes, which will accompany those podium winners. So yeah, no, like I said, SMS is functioning beautifully right now. With the support of everybody, we can't go wrong. And just want to say thanks to everybody. I know, Sean, you always shout out to our sponsors, but from me and the admin team, we've worked our socks off. And the production team has really put in so much time and effort into the things we do. Noah, who's not here this evening, just every single person playing their part to create these events and with the sponsors to create the platform that we got right now. It's just amazing to see, and it inspires me. It gives me more reason to put in those extra hours and nights, late nights with 5-hour meetings with Miss Dana. It's been hard work, but clearly, as we can see, we're on the right path. I wish all the members in a great 3 weeks holiday, and also to the production team, which I know deserves maybe a month holiday. But it's just been amazing to work alongside. Just keep growing the sport, as you know.
Yeah, likewise, Robin. It's been a thoroughly enjoyable season. I mean, every season I enjoy myself, but it's been a real pleasure to be involved with SMA. And yes, I've had a few sleepless nights, including last night, and probably apologies for making a few mistakes tonight. I can't operate with barely any hours of sleep. So I worked on a ending video for today as well, which hopefully some of you are still there to watch. But yeah, no. A huge thank you to the production team, to SMA admin, to all the drivers, to all you viewers out there as well, supporting us on a weekly basis, and of course you, Robin. You are the head honcho. You are the man that makes it all happen. So
no, most certainly not. I get this so much in the chat as well. I need everybody to understand this. This is not a Robin thing. This thing that we got here takes 110 people to make it work, okay? Don't for 1 minute think that the Robin is doing this and the Robin. No, it is a collective. It is each and every single member of SMA which makes us who we are. It creates our identity. The following of our YouTube channel, we've hit the 400 subscribers, a milestone, a huge, it's just been amazing to see what SMA was able to do within the year and a bit that we've been established, and going forward, I can only see brighter things with the news, with the streams for the lower tiers, with new sponsors coming on board. We are talking to Ford as well, and just to see the growth in a nutshell, and to work with amazing people and to drive with amazing members, it's just been a pleasure and just so proud to be part of it. But it's not a Robin thing. It is 110 SMA members that make us who we are. Okay, so let's just make that clear, Mrs. Dana and Sean.
I didn't say it.
You were gonna. But yeah.
You didn't disagree though, Dana.
Wow.
But
Threw me right underneath the bus.
but to be honest, like Robin is right. It is collectively, you know, we've all worked wonders to put on a great season. But we are not stopped there. We are, you know, as I say, we've got the Africa Sim Racing Festival coming up in a month's time, and we have got SMA Season 2 that will be preceding that as well. So with more seasons in the background as well. And I have been told that is going to be open to people outside of South Africa as well for Season 2, I do believe, Robin.
Yeah. So we've got lots of things coming, guys. For now, we do want our members to take a breather. You know, and what we're going to do is we're going to actually put out all the race settings for the Africa Festival, and we're putting out all the tracks and car combinations for the manufacturers Season 2, so that everybody has enough time to prepare themselves. And last but not least, we are going to be releasing our website in the next week or so, which is exciting times. Bit of a sim grid type website where all our information will be open to all to see, and team stats and things like that. Just you know, we're starting to have to kind of like it's become a digital world, you know, and these AI things going on, and SMA needs to grow with that, and so that is what we're doing, including streams for our lower tiers. Lots of work in the back, and that's why I said, you know, as long as we have our members, SMA admin and SMA production will keep the work and keep pushing the limits, opening up for international races, having international races as well. End of year, we've got endurance championships coming, got an amazing manufacturers Season 2 coming ahead. So lots of exciting things happening. All we ask is that you guys keep on creating this safe environment, because that's what it's about. It's the racing, it's the winning of races, but more a case of having just that place to go to that you can, you know, be in a safe place, you know, no toxicity or no politics, or just clean, fun community spirit is what SMA is right now, and well done to everybody for achieving that, because it's not easy, especially in a racing environment. We all know that there are moments where on track, off track, we have issues with each other, but we've managed to keep it clean, and let's continue to do that, and not just grow the sport, but grow each other, you know, as individuals, be men that are respectful, and that's what for me is more important. I want to see you guys more in the rigs, less in the bars or standing on the street corners catching on all sorts of nonsense. Let's continue to create a safe environment for Africans, and that is a pleasure to see, and I hope that we continue to do so.
Well said, Robin. Well said. Okay. Well, with that in mind, we do have to say our final thank you to our sponsors then. So big thank you to Simulator Cave, Postnet. Oh, that's not working. No, because I pressed the wrong button. Postnet Midstream, Jetor Falabora, DC Designs, Right Recruitment.
You'll get it right one day, Sean, I promise.
One day. Yeah, Waggy & Sons, and finally Slayer. Now, please do subscribe to our pages, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, and do join our Discord as well. And if you haven't already done so, please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We just recently hit 400 subscribers, so thank you so much for the continued support. And if you'd like to get involved in future championships, including the African Sim Racing Festival and SMA Season 2, then please do contact Robin Williams, our SMA and MSA GT7 promoter, for further details. The email links will be in the description below. Okay, so well, our final thoughts of a resounding season we've had in this early part of 2026. I'm going to swap up the questions a little bit here. So, Robin, who is your driver of the season, and what are your final thoughts on this fantastic season as well?
Well, no doubt, 4 wings back to back under pressure. I think for me, most certainly, it's got to be Scott for driver of the season, and well deserved. Also, just looking at his age, this boy's got to go to school. He's got studies. I know he's in a grade where I spoke to him last week, and he was telling me that school has really become a bit not a struggle, but it's requiring more of his time and concentration. So to do all of that and to race at this level, and all the other races that he's been involved in, just overall, it's got to go to Scott. And yeah, no, there's no other driver that I can really think of that stood out, except for, I'm really going to say this, Branovan, Gila. I've got to speak to that brother, man. I'm not sure what's going on there. But, we know he's got the pace, and I always wanted to, and I was hopeful that to get him onto the interview at some point, and he came so close so many times, as we all know.
Yeah.
But, just well done to Scott. For me, that would be driver for sure.
Okay, and Dana, are you in agreement with Robin?
So mine might be a little controversial. Although, again, I'm not taking anything away from Scott. Like, he did an amazing job. But I know everyone thinks I'm going to say it first because apparently I have a crush on him. But honestly, I've got to give it to the African Stig, aka Captain Slow, aka Dongwin. Like, I remember him from previous seasons, and even though he, top split level for sure, but I think this season he really showed, the growth that he's had. And of course, I'm always impressed on anyone with a controller that can do that. So give that man a rig, and I think we've got someone else in contention for a championship here.
No, good call there. Good call. I don't know what chat have voted on, but I probably would give it to TNR Nutcap just because of that epic fight back from midway into the season. You would have you would have bet your mortgage on Richard to win the championship, but Nutcap with the slimmest of margins to come back from where he was to then become SMA champion is just absolutely remarkable, and a huge congratulations has to go to him. So TNR Nutcap for me, for sure. Robin and Dana, thank you so much for your efforts this season. It's been absolutely amazing to have you in the commentary booth. Robin, have you enjoyed yourself first season as a commentator?
I would never have dreamt in 1,000 years that I'd be doing what I'm doing. So I got to thanks to the production team, to Sean. Sean knows my anxiety about speaking on broadcast. It's something that I wasn't very comfortable doing at first. But it just shows that, when you're working with amazing people, they can boost your confidence and get you into a space that you were originally uncomfortable. and I feel that I have really like enjoyed every single broadcast that I was part of, and to the point where I would watch it 3-4 times just in amazement, like Robin, like to do that. And so for me, it's been just an amazing part of my growth in terms of sim racing and broadcasting and getting to know how to create overlays and videos. It's been amazing for me. You know, you gotta realize that I have passion for sim racing South Africa, but when you're working around people like Miss Dana, Noah, Nutcap, and I want to give a shout out to the unsung heroes, the COC, the people who host our lobbies, you know, just everybody that gives me a call and inspires me to continue having this huge passion to create a safe place for all South African sim racers. You know, it's just amazing to be part of it, and so thankful for my wife may not agree to some things because it does take up a lot of my time, but you know, it keeps me inspired, keeps me motivated, and SMA has actually done great for me, as in it has helped me become the person that I want to be. And so it's much more than just a game. At the end of the day, it's creating friendships and growing the sport through that. And Sean, you've been by my side since day one of SMA. You know, me and you have come a long way. Sean is just as passionate as the rest of us. Miss Dana, oh my word, you know what Miss Dana's kid, and still to find time for SMA and Noah. You know, there's lots of people that in the background that do so much for SMA, and just want to shout out to all of them, every single person that plays this really important part of making SMA what it is today. Just want to say thank you to all of you guys. So yeah, I'm a happy chappy.
Oh, that's great to hear, and you're always welcome. And Dana as well, thank you so much for joining me today and throughout the season. It's been a real pleasure as always, and have you really enjoyed yourself and learned maybe more things about the drivers?
No, absolutely. You know, again, and it's my turn to throw Robin under the bus and put him underneath the spotlight. And don't you say a word, don't break my word, Robin. Be quiet. You know, I have to say a lot about Robin, because if you look at it, you know, this is someone that has inspired, you know, Americans, and Sean being, you know, obviously from England, and here we are involved in a South African league. And this is purely because of the drive that Robin gives us, and the belief that he instills in us, and the passion that he has. He's kind of passed that on, you know, to all of us that aren't from, you know, South Africa, and we show up every week because of that. So, you know, there you go. There's your pat on the back, Robin. I'll stop now.
No, that means a lot. That means a lot to me. You know, look, like I said, you know, everybody that surrounds me, that just wants to call me and speak about sim racing, it's just amazing to know that, you know, we can use this platform for the greater good of building friendships, whether it be in America or whether it be in the UK or whether it be in, at the moment, I'm talking to Spain, talking to all sorts of different people from around the world. This is what the game has brought to my home, you know, and a place where I can use my passion and I can involve people in it and create this community, and I can't do it without everybody's help. And it's really been an amazing year for me, to be honest. And thank you, Ms. Dana. Those are very kind words. And yeah, let's continue what we do, and grow the community and keep us well binded. And those guys who are going through issues, there's a place for you to talk about that, and that's what it's about. It's just helping each other along. As we know, the world's becoming a very scary place, and we need these type of communities to to stay safe. You know what I mean? And this is what SMA wants. And it's great to see all the commitment from everybody. But thank you, Ms. Dana. Those are very kind words. I really appreciate that.
All right, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Dana. I'm going to have to draw this up now. Yeah, thank you so much. And we look forward to the Sim Racing Africa Festival. That's not it, but anyway. So this is SMA Season 1 completed, and what an epic final race we've seen today. And massive congratulations to our SMA champion for Season 1 2026, TNR Nutcap, with commiserations, but also congratulations as well for our second place, VSR Richard and JDJ for third. All of which will be getting their season trophies. But also congratulations to all the drivers across the 7 tiers for racing this amazing championship. Thank you to the sponsors and all of our amazing viewers too for always showing that support for our broadcast. We'll be back Saturday the 25th of April, 2 p.m. Central African time for the African Sim Racing Festival. So can't wait for that one, and I hope you can join us. But until then, I've been your main host, Flawed Genius Gaming, signing out for this season. So stay safe out there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the 25th of April. Bye-bye for now.
Engines alive, lights out. This is SMA. Neon lights on an open track, heartbeat sings to the tash. Stealing fire, gripping speed, every corner's all we need. Hands tied, visor down, hear the crowd, feel the sound. No mistakes, no rewind, leave the doubt behind the line. Red lights counting down.